Hi, my name is Chung, the CEO and co-founder of Sky Babies. Today, we are entering a new chapter of the Ronin network with a new delegated proof of stake upgrade. Let's build together.
A Ronin is a samurai without a master. With Ronin, we took the destiny of our own products into our own hands.
Skybaby's team has been working very hard in past months for this moment. And on the journey to DPoS, we have some new key high. We also make some new friends along the way.
So we have vetted over 250 game studios to determine those exact right partners for us and for our ecosystem.
Progressively decentralizing the network over time means that we can move a little bit slower at the beginning and get a more clear idea of what the most important value adds for people are. And now we can really start to see the fruits of our labor.
And we are live here for the AxieTh World Battle Bangkok 2023, day one for the qualifiers. And of course, we are your casters here, Excelsior PH and Ryan AF. And before we start, of course, we're going to be introducing the tournament right now. Ryan, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing phenomenal. This is a very exciting event we have in store for everybody. I'm excited myself. I hope you are all as well. Man, I am quite ready to get started. This event is going to be extremely exciting. So this is the first of 4 qualifiers. And each qualifier will be 1,024 players, right? Best 2 out of 3 for each match and single elimination. So the stakes are very high. Now, this is actually the day 3 of the first qualifier. So we are actually down to our top 8 players today. And 4 of these players will have a direct invitation to the final LAN event in Bangkok, I believe.
Yes, indeed.
And each of our winners will also be receiving 300 AxieTh today. So very exciting stuff.
Wow, very exciting stuff indeed. Like 300 AxieTh just for getting to the top 4 as well and getting a secured spot at the LAN finals. And just to make sure, guys, there are a total of 1,024 players, as Ryan said, and it went in starting at April 21, right? Or April 21, and it's already right here over at the 3rd day. And we saw like a lot of the players just bounce out of the tournament because, again, this is BO3, and now what they need to do is just win one more game we're going to be casting 4 games today, Ryan and I, and all of these players over at the top 8 are like just rearing to get into that coveted spot over at the LAN finals at Bangkok. But don't fret, if you do not get a chance to move forward in this qualifier, there are 4 other chances to grind, right, Ryan?
Well, three more chances, right? So there's 3 more
chances.
qualifiers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We're on the first one here. We're on the first one here. So 3 more qualifiers, and these are totally open for registration. So if you're just now learning about this, you can go ahead and sign up. Check out the AxieTh Facebook page. All the links will be there, and you'll be able to sign up for this tournament as well and join in with the rest of these pros. Really test your mettle and see how far you can go. Man, it's gonna be really exciting to see who all makes it. There will be 16 players, 4 from each of the qualifiers. So the first qualifier will bring in 4, the next will bring in 4, so on and so forth. 16 players will be invited directly to the event, and then an additional 4 players, I believe local to Thailand, will be invited as well. So 20 players altogether at the final LAN event in Thailand. Extremely exciting stuff.
Yeah,
and this event is actually brought to us by AxieTh. AxieTh is one of the biggest communities in Thailand, sharing news and updates about Axie Infinity and the Ronin chain. AxieTh also hosts Axie meetup events in Thailand, which brings members of the community together to share their love for the game and connect with like-minded individuals. With its strong focus on Axie Infinity and its active engagement in the community, AxieTh has become a key player in the Axie ecosystem in Thailand.
And let's not forget YGGSEA. YGGSEA is a gaming guild that operates in Southeast Asia, primarily focused on blockchain games. YGGSEA is the first sub-DAO of YGG, a part of the broader Wild Guild Games organization, which aims to create a decentralized gaming ecosystem where players can earn income by participating in blockchain-based games. The guild also conducts community events and education programs to promote blockchain gaming in the region.
And last but not least, AMP Guild, the Web3 epicenter of Ampverse, provides a network of 400 million people through the Web3 gaming influencers and offers additional customized branding, marketing, and community growth services in Southeast Asia and India. And we can't forget Axie Infinity, the one that's bringing us all together, the classic OG of the Web3 gaming space. Axie Infinity is something we've all fallen in love with over the years. Such an amazing ecosystem. And today we're going to be playing some Axie Origins. And man, we just got through season 3. A lot of exciting stuff. We saw 1437 come out on top once more. 4 times in a row, man. It's absolutely unbelievable. But don't worry, because he is not in the event tonight, which means all these other players have a chance to actually come out on top today.
That's
now,
right.
we do have a giveaway as well.
Yeah.
We do have a giveaway as well.
And for the giveaway, it's gonna be easy for you guys. Get ready to level up your gaming with an amazing giveaway brought to you by AMP and YGGSEA. We're giving away $1.30 to lucky audiences of the AxieTh World Battle Bangkok 2020. All you have to do is complete a few simple tasks on the link below. Just check out over at your anywhere you're going to be watching, and you'll be entered for a chance to win. We're choosing 10 winners to receive $10 each, and another 30 winners to receive an Axie each randomly. You get to pick. It's getting loaded up into your account, and that's a total of 40 prizes up for grabs. Of course, this run from April 24 to May 1, and winner announcement will be given within 7 days on the AxieTh Facebook page. If you're over at any of the pages right now, just check the link below and you can join the raffle.
Awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. So if you're brand new to Axie Infinity, if you're just now entering into this ecosystem, this could be a great opportunity for you to get your hands on a little bit of in-game assets, right? A little bit of Axies, a little bit of USDC in order to get your first ever team. I think the floor price of Axies are under $2 right now. So just by winning one of those $10 prizes, you could get yourself 5 or 6 floor price Axies and start messing around with different strategies and testing out some teams and just having fun with it before season 4 gets on its way, which probably won't be too much longer now.
Yeah, and if you don't have the enough Axies to pump up your energy as well, use that USDC to buy some floors, Brian. So also,
right,
you don't have the optimal runes and charms, you can also get that as well if you do win from the giveaway as well. This is just we are just generous that way here at the AxieTh World Battle, and we want you to enjoy as well as get some of the prizes while just watching. And man, I'm really excited to see which of the players from the 1024 have went in, right, and just destroyed everyone. 1024 minus 8, the other 1016 players over at the qualifiers, man.
So it is day 3. We are up to the top 8. These top 8 players have proven their worth over the past 2 days. And right now, it looks like the first match we're going to be looking at is Tursake from YGG versus Paradise from Sora. Afterwards, we'll be looking at Alex Richmond versus Alex Richmond versus Alex Richmond. It looks like no, I believe it's Alex Richmond versus Wargos, who's also a Sora member. In the past, I think he was professional player for Quest, but the Quest esports team has dissolved, and we've seen those players sort of migrate to other guilds. It's really interesting to see how they've all sort of shifted. We've seen some go to Meditate, some go to Sora, and YGG as well. All amazing players. We also have you from Meditate, who will be competing tonight, as well as Lizer from YGG and Rollo from Sora, and one person who I'm totally unfamiliar with, Tepui. So I'm going to be very interested. This is a brand new player in my book, so I'm going to be very interested to see how they compete. They've obviously got a lot of skills under their belt if they're able to make it to this point in the event. So I'm going to be really excited to see if they're going to be able to come out on top of Rollo. I think Tepui is definitely going to be the underdog here. Yeah.
Yeah, and you see some of the underdogs right here, some of the new names, which is very refreshing, Ryan. I'm usually used to seeing a lot of the big names, but of course, before we get into that, we're gonna look at Tursake's Axies right here. We have, I'm seeing the Topaz, the red eyes right there are glaring at me. Topaz, I'm seeing a bit of sustain, and that
a little bit of AoE.
AoE, right? That's kind of weird, man.
It's not a hard AoE, right? They've just got some tri-feathers, which I mean, by itself, I wouldn't really call it an AoE, but being able to get those feathers up and being able to get a little bit more damage over time can still be useful. Be useful for sure, but definitely not the core crux. Now that bug in the bottom row, what do you think's going on with that guy? What's the strategy there?
I don't know. I feel it is going to go against maybe a sustain, because there's a pure damage aspect right there,
right? And
also it also prevents I don't know. That looks like spiky wing, right? Instead of scarab.
Spiky wing instead of scarab. So it'll attack straight through shield.
Yeah.
But it will not. There's no way to apply doubt at this point.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting choice. It might just be an Axie that is not necessary for the pool. He just may have thrown it in there just to get the 10th Axie in there, because every player needs to have 10 Axies for their pool. Or he could have some secret strategy that neither of us are aware of, and he could wipe it, pull it out in the third match, and just blow our minds. That's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I want to see this work. If he does put it in right there, whoa, we're gonna be like, Whoa, I didn't know that's how it's gonna be played, but yeah, maybe we'll get surprised. And now looking at Sura, who loves his topaz right here. Look,
Oh
one,
my
two, three,
gosh.
4, 5, 6, 7
6-7.
out of 10, dude. And you know, I've seen Sura recently over at one of the qualifiers in another tournament, and he just went ham using this very nice setup right here with the topaz. And as you can see that piece right there with the Goda at the front. Goda and the topaz and the imp, Ronin imp. That's the Endless Anger topaz right there. That's basically saying, okay, I'm gonna go EA. But of course, right, you see some of the sustained teams. Or look at that over at the far right, Ryan. You see the twin tail mech.
Yes,
that
sir.
is going to be interesting right there.
With the tricky and the innocent lamb, so some shenanigans can definitely go on with that Axie. A lot of discard power there, and we know how useful sticky tape and sticky octopus are for holding onto your cards, keeping them retained into your hand for the perfect moment when that beast goes into rage mode. Then you can finally unleash the fury. If all your cards are getting discarded every time you attack, it's going to be really difficult to get off your combos correctly. So definitely an interesting team. Now I'm seeing, is that Gravelant on the bottom right, or is that Pupae?
Pupae on the bottom right. It looks like a Pupae, right? And I've seen this work as well. He puts this on the mid line and tries to summon a Trunk. Right? I'm gonna call the Trunk Stumpy right now. Stumpy is gonna be a hit of armors, and it'll be a way for Paradise to delay as much as he can while he's pumping up the program before he goes back and shield back up right there over at the back. And that's amazing that we're seeing like a bit of variation from the 7 of 10 topazes that he has over at his very own inventory right there. And now we're going right to the action, Ryan.
Right into the action. So we've got Tursake versus Paradise. And it looks like, of course, they're going Topaz versus Topaz. We've got the Bumpy in the front, the Bumpy Bug with Collect and Protect. We've got Holy Prayer in the mid to protect himself from any potential curse cards coming his way. And you see, like, I think the only curse card potential that Paradise is playing is that Goda, which, I mean, I feel like Heavenly Echoes, or Healing Force, rather, would probably be a better decision for Tursake at this point, but you know, it's always a gamble. It's always a gamble when choosing that Dawn rune. And we've also got Last Stand in the back. Last Stand, man, tell me about Last Stand, because it is one of the most insanely powerful runes this season.
Yeah, one of the most insanely powerful runes, and indeed one of the more expensive that has been placed on the market. But of course, why is it expensive, guys? When you go and take out, or rather try to destroy one of the Axies with Last Stand, it will maintain itself and survive, as it says, stand, right? But not the Last Stand that you have seen on V2, where you need to take it out with just one attack. It survives turn and comes back with a vengeance. That's why it's going to go on its Last Stand with plus 50% damage for its attack cards. So imagine, like, you're trying to take out one, and it survives and it's back angry at you at the next turn with a Topaz. It's like a raging Topaz hit with maximum banish pot, right? So be a lot of damage, and the most I've seen, Ryan, is 225. So this is gonna be, wow, an exciting match to see how high can you get with that Topaz, right?
Right. I think at the very beginning, I think during like season alpha, Last Stand was very popular. But then when we saw the rise of stuff like Energy Guru, it just got so easy to counter. But with the new update, yeah, it is now, when it is activated, the Axie is unable to die. And then it comes back next turn with 50% extra power on all of its stats. So it's super powerful. Now we see Paradise is running with the Endless Anger, whereas Tursake has that Dawn with the Heavenly Prayer. I feel like Paradise has the upper hand here. What do you think?
Yes, I do feel like Paradise does have the upper hand right here, but you know what? How Tersake will be able to get the upper hand over at his side is just to make sure that the focus of a possible rocket stamp over at his Topaz, just target the back. And if you do target the back, make sure that the Paradise's mech is already on last stand. Then the front and the mid will be easy pickings, right? First, your priority is going to be the back. Put it in last stand, and then your priority is going to be the mid, because there is no way for you to there's one way for you to stop that endless anger or that fury from activating. And what we see right now is Paradise is also trying to stack up. There you go. His Goda has that energy drink or that beast drink to put in some more rage stacks. So that's how he is gaining. He is controlling the time that he will be able to go into Fury mode. That's the power of Paradise's build right now. And I want to see what Tersake already has on his Topaz. I'm betting it's gonna be Rocket Snap, Ryan.
So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the whole Topaz meta, it's actually very, very intelligent. It's very smart the way that these comps have been built. So you'll see they all have Innocent Lamb, and they're copying the Nemo. Nemo immediately gets banished and allows you to search your deck for another Nemo. And since they all have Nemo, if they draw into an Innocent Lamb, they can copy that Nemo. That's 4 banished cards right off the bat. And Topaz deals more damage for every banished card they have. So it is so easy to get these cards banished and then start powering up that Topaz right off the bat and start hitting for some heavy damage. And they've got Topaz everywhere. Now, what I am noticing is that Paradise is actually 1 Nemo short. Instead of playing Nemo on his midline, he actually has Cottontail.
Yeah. You know, why is that, Ryan? Because he wants to go and maximize that Fury form with the use of Cottontail, right? So if you're already on Fury form, you get 4 energy to use. Then if you use Cottontail, especially when you have 7 energy fragments, you will be able to get into a 5 energy use. That's why all of those, most of his cards are already in a state of sticky tape retainness right here.
Right.
See it right here over at the stand, and he goes on with his first Topaz, 135 damage. That's like
already.
That's already like the entry level Topaz right here, Ryan.
Right. Now, and I completely forgot that even when Cottontail is used, it also counts as a banished card, which will also power up Topaz. So yeah, and then of course he's gonna have the energy fragments to throw those Cottontails out, considering those Nemos give you an energy fragment every time you play the Nemo. So and then of course they both got Goldfish as well, which when you have a skill card in your hand will give you even more energy fragments. So Tersake is only 1 energy fragment away from going into his first energy burst, and he was able to activate the last stand on that backline mech, leaving him at only 1 HP. That mech is going to be super powerful now. We are going into rage mode, but he's going to have to make a lot happen here. Oh my gosh! There's that 225 damage you were talking about. There it goes.
There you go. You see, man. It's already on the Fury form right now from Paradise. Ryan, double kill!
Oh my God! So much power coming in from Paradise's side. That mech on the backline getting 50% more stats with the beast in the mid going into Fury mode just brought such a heavy hammer down on Tersake. I think it's going to be tough for him to come back from this. Do you think there's a possibility?
There is indeed a possibility right now, Ryan. As you can see, the back line is still not activated, right?
It is not activated. Yeah. And that's a very interesting thing. So the next turn, Paradise is going to have to spend an energy just to activate that last stand. But remember, the last stand cannot die the turn it is activated, which means any additional energy Paradise has will be utterly useless. And at this point, I think Tersake might come out on top here. He has the Soul Star in hand. He only has to deal a little bit of like 70 damage to actually activate that Soul Star, and he's going to take victory. Yeah. And here it is. This is it right here.
Look at that.
Wow. I cannot believe it. That was such an insane match right there. We saw Paradise come in with the hammer, just laying down the law. But Tursake said, no sirree, that's not how I'm going to play this. You haven't even touched my Last Stand. And I think Last Stand is really true to its name. It's kind of self-explanatory, right? When you get into that Last Stand situation, man, that is you've got one more turn and it's all or nothing. And he made it his all.
Yeah, and what you can see right here over at the replay, Ryan, is like we can see that they start to try and build up the advantage pile. And as we said a while ago, the focus for Tursake to win this match is to just go on and use that Topaz, that Rocket Stamp Topaz, to take out the back. Because if the Last Stand has been proc, he is one down. There is no insurance right now for Paradise, and I think. Over at the previous tournaments that Paradise has been participating in, we see Tursake over at the background, like going back at the VODs. Like, how did he lose with this matchup? How did the others win? And taking a play from that the playbook or that VOD, maybe he found out that okay, this is how I'm gonna win. Target the backline mech, and I'm gonna be just winning, even though he goes in and gets a double kill over at my Axies with the Fury mode, Ryan.
Right. That rocket stamp really did come in just super handy. Although, I mean, if he had, to be fair, if he had 7 extra damage on that previous turn, it would have been all over for Tursake. You know, that 7 extra damage made a world of difference.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's almost there. Like, again, I've used this comparison before. Like, it's like Thor. Like, you're Thor, and you're in the end game. All right,
right,
and you're like here. No, it's Infinity War. You're
and he doesn't aim for the head.
You don't aim for the head, and it's gonna come bite you back. And no, it's just like Tursake saying, "Snap." That's it. You're down. 1v2. And I still have the Last Stand, and I'm gonna take you out, and that's already 1 win advantage, Ryan.
Tursake said you should have aimed for the Last Stand. Snap, and that was it.
And you know the problem here, Ryan, is that I've seen some of these players. They don't change their win strategy. Like, they don't change their charms. Mostly the runes are changed, but the charms, they stay the same. So that sticky tape Topaz for Paradise is going to be maintained. And maybe we can see, to counter that, he will be probably using a sustain team. I want to see that happen. Right?
That would be very interesting. The Bug was playing Collect and Protect. I think we're going to be hopping into the next match here. I think the players are ready to go. They've decided what teams they're going to play. I'm excited to see this. Yeah, if we see a sustain team come out, then it's really going to be up to whether or not Tursake has decided to switch out his Collect and Protect to a leech. And no, we do not see. No, it's exactly the same, right?
Yeah.
The players have switched sides. So Tursake is on the right side now. Paradise is on the left. But it is the exact same teams. So it's going to be interesting how this works out. If Paradise can figure out how to get that 7 extra damage near the end, then we might see a turnaround here. But otherwise, with the exact same team set up here, it seems like Tursake might have the advantage.
That's right. The Tursake indeed will possibly have the advantage. Now, of course, the only way for Paradise to just get the advantage is to just make sure that he gets an early Fury form, take out the 2 Axies as soon as possible, and then deal significant amount of damage towards the back so that Oliver at the next turn, he will flip it over into Last Stand form, right? And the problem right now, still, Ryan, is like there is no adjustment. So as you said a while ago, same strategy for Tursake, and he will get the advantage. He has a 1 win advantage right now. He just needs 1 more win to move on to his flight, or rather, to reserve his spot at Bangkok.
Right. Now, let me ask you. He is playing Holy Prayer on the midline Dawn, which removes any curse cards, removes up to 2 curse cards at the beginning of his turn. The only curse card he really has to worry about against Paradise here is that Goda. Now, when he is curse card free, he does get an additional 10% damage across his entire team, 10% bonus stats. But I feel like Healing Force is just the optimal play here. I feel like Healing Force, being able to both heal your whole team, gives you just a bit more tankiness overall, as well as dealing a little bit of extra damage to your opponent. I feel like that might be the play. What do you think? Is the 10% extra stat damage worth it when you have the Topaz hitting for so much damage?
You know, I think it is definitely the choice of our players here, especially with the Holy Prayer. It's like an additional power or a 10% attack rune, right? Oh, but without the Axie is using the specific rune itself, and that extra 10% damage also helps. It's more than the Healing Force damage. Like, imagine for Healing Force, you heal and then you damage, but 10% is across the board. And if you put that up, if you add that up with the damage coming from the Topaz, then it's gonna be devastating. It's gonna be a bomb going to your face. Since you put in the idea, maybe Heaven's Echoes could also be used, because once one of the Axie using Heaven's Echoes will attack, you gain 20% bonus damage, right? That can also be used, but it's dependent, right? You would have to attack with either a Piranha or your Topaz first before you get that boost. So he is looking for a more consistent 10% bonus damage right there. And look at that, Thursday is now ramping up for a possible energy burst maybe in the next turn, and that would give him for a 4 energy advantage over Paradise, because Paradise just wants to go like Fury form, ASAP as soon as possible, Ryan.
I do feel that in the tournament setting, the mentality tends to be, if you win your first match, you just stay course. You don't switch up anything, right? If it's working out for you at the beginning, you just keep rolling with it until it fails. And then when it fails, then you can decide what to switch out to. So I don't blame him one bit for holding on to that Holy Prayer, but would be interesting to see some changes. If Paradise does come out on top here, what do you think Tursake's response is? Do you think he stays the course?
Yeah. You know, statistically speaking, Ryan, a lot of matches are still going to go towards Topaz because of the higher win advantage or higher potential damage. Like, if
we actually saw, I'm sorry to interrupt, we saw the mech in the back for Paradise actually taunted. So he actually wants the damage going over there right now, which seems a little counterintuitive to me. I feel like it would be better for him to lose out on the frontline bug than to lose out on that backline mech. I feel like it's, like you said earlier, it's just so much more important to have that for the end. Or is he thinking that he's not going to lose the Axie? He's thinking he's going to survive an extra turn.
Yeah, he's thinking it's going to be like, I'm going to maximize the damage as soon as possible, right? And I think he has like a Gecko Mask right there, right? So he and at some point he was actually planning for that, and just is still banking on the mid, right? The mid is already still just lagging behind in terms of rage tags, in terms of damage, and look at that, it's still surviving.
It does survive, absolutely. Now one more Rocket Stamp will take him out. But yeah, I think that was a pretty good play on Paradise's side, and also protects that Endless Anger. Do you think if the Endless Anger goes down, is the mech backline enough to finish out the match? Or if he loses the Endless Anger, is it all over?
If he does use the Endless Anger, if it does lose the Endless Anger Axie, there is still a huge chance for him to win, right? So that the Last Stand is indeed the most important to remove here, Ryan. And now you can see, like, he gets to draw out the important parts right now. You see that Goda right there? That has the energy drink, and he goes into Fury form. Here it is. Raging Demon Paradise goes in, falls short of 3, and that was a missed opportunity right there.
Very
but he
unfortunate.
another one for a Cottontail into another Topaz coming from the back, and oh wow!
Did he run out of time? That was a hard misplay. He plays the Cottontail to get the energy, but does not play the Topaz. I wonder if he ran out of time there. That is. Ooh, I don't even know what to say there. That might have cost him the game. That one. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I feel like we're gonna see some arguments in the player chat room after this match.
Yeah.
There might be some contention in the air. Who knows? Maybe Paradise wanted to hold on to that Topaz for after he goes into the last stand, so he gets the extra damage, the 50% extra stat damage from it, so that there could be a decision there. But if that was the case, why play the Cottontail? So there might have been a misplay one way or another. Interesting.
That was very interesting, Ryan. And I'm thinking, why though? But yeah, I think he's going to get the advantage of that, the benefit of that play. I think he wants to get that up in terms of the health to prevent it from being hit by a possible showstar, right? That would have been a play, and save the damage so that it gets maximized once it hits last stand. Like that was the play right there. So that was possibly what was going on the head of Paradise. And you can see right here, he is reaping the benefits as he wins the second game. He goes 1-1. And
oh my gosh.
Man, amazing play.
Great game.
Man, amazing. Oh.
I don't know if it was a misplay or if that's what he intended, but he came out on top regardless, and it is now 1-1 between Tursake and Paradise. So we are going into a game 3, and I'm going to be really excited to see whether or not they decide to switch things up. We've seen Tursake come out on top with only a 7 health difference, and now to get demolished like that, it seems like the first game victory might have been a fluke. What do you think? That seven damage difference made all the difference in the world, and I feel like it's gonna be a risk for him to stay with the same team. I feel like he might be forced to kind of switch things up at this point.
You know, I'm thinking the same way, Ryan. There might be some switch in terms of maybe. No, I'm not sure. It's still going to be the same. I'm trying to force a possible switch, but I'm not seeing any foreseeable future wherein this is going to happen. Anyway, so looking back at the replay right now, Ryan, and I'm seeing looking back at this play, this is the plan that he was having. Like that last stand mech gets to have that extra damage when it hit last stand, and it's important so that he would be able to take out the mid and then damage the back so that it gets within range of his very own last stand proccing for their sake, right? So I'm seeing okay, that was a bit planned and a bit close as well, but both of these guys had probably gained so much confidence that they will maintain whatever axes that they're having right now. And talking about axes, Ryan, just to make sure that for all the guys who are watching right now, they have updated the giveaway. It's going to be 3 axes for 10 people, and a whole axie team is going to be given for each person, up to 10 people.
That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. So every winner will be earning an entire Axie team to be able to hop into the Axie Infinity Origins client and start testing out your team. There's actually an event going on right now called Beast Blitz with some very nice rewards attached to it. So if you have not started playing, now might be the time, especially if you're one of these giveaway winners, right? Fingers crossed for you all. Fingers crossed.
Yes, and of course the $10 as well for the 10 people is also going to be helping some of the other players. Maybe you can use it for your own benefit, or maybe you can use it for buying runes and charms, or buying axes as well. And it's up to you. But of course, again, I'm rooting for anyone who will be getting those Axies, the 10 people right there. And if you do get those 10, your 3 Axies for those 10 people, you would be, make sure just to tag, of course, the AxieTh word battle. Like, it would definitely help, like, that you got these Axies just by watching. Right, watching the tournament, watching the qualifier, and getting in all the action. Right, Ryan?
Absolutely. I'm still thinking about that event, man. After the season ended, a lot of the prices for those runes and charms have dropped. And a lot of people are thinking, well, why do I need runes and charms for the off season? Well, this contest that's happening, this special B-Splits event, actually has a really big prize for the second half. That prize is more SLP. It's more value than a lot of the top 100 placement for the actual season. So it is very much worth holding on to those runes and charms. I understand you sold your Endless Anger a little bit early, and you might be regretting it at this point.
Man, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be selling my Endless Anger right 12 hours before the season ends, so that somebody who might be worthy to get higher than me will just have this chance. But then I lost my own chance over at the off season, man. Like, should I buy back one more? But it's more expensive.
Wait,
all right.
Did Endless Anger go up? Oh, I heard. So we're going into game 3. We're going into game 3. I'm excited to see if there's any switch ups, if there's any changes, if these two teams are holding their course, staying the exact same axes. Going to be very interesting to see who comes out on top. Tursake versus Paradise, 1-1. This is the final match. One player's going home and one player's getting invited to Thailand for the final LAN event. Let's find out who it's going to be.
Yes, and as expected, man, they maintain the same composition. Like, okay, I'm gonna. It's a game of chicken right now, Ryan. Like, and what I am thinking, like, who will be able to take out the Axies? Will Paradise be able to go with that double kill, or will he just go on with a slow burn as he did a while ago? Or will Tursake be able to take out the back as soon as possible? Like, he won the first game because he was able to burst out the backline mech with the Topaz that's powered up, like up to 160. And that's his advantage right there.
There might have been a lot of luck in terms of that card consistency and being able to get enough damage to take out that last stand Axie so early. And it's gonna, I think it's gonna come down to the card draw, whether or not he can get that kill again, because that's really what solidified his victory. That and the 7 extra HP.
He's like, he's like saying, okay, this is looking quite well. And sometimes when you see these players, they do have like calculators and decide like, okay, I'm gonna be computing, or I'm gonna be computing if there's gonna be exact damage, because every HP counts in these types of tournaments, man. Like, you see some of these players even have a Topaz sheet. Have you seen that, Ryan? I have a Topaz sheet. Right, I have how many banishes and what is the damage equal to that Topaz damage. Right. It's very
and then you can add another layer just for like with Holy Prayer bonus damage. Then you add another one for like all your runes, all your charm bonus damage. You got to know exactly how much damage is going on. And these pros, if they don't have a calculator on the side, they've got it mentally locked in their brain.
I'm looking at Tursake's bubbles right now. What's that there before?
The bubbles, I believe the bubbles came in because of energy drink on the Nemos. I have seen those on the previous matches as well.
I wasn't noticing that because that's going to be extra damage as well in terms of percentage. So it's going to be helpful in a sense that you would have that extra boost just to catch up with the absence of any possible buffs that are already present in this team as compared to Paradise. Like, Paradise has that buff from the range tags that increases his damage. That's it. Like, and of course he's just waiting for a possible last stand activation to increase the damage as well. Like that's why it is important to have like a sticky tape on your topaz right there, so that when you do find the perfect time to unleash like the nuclear bomb, that is the topaz right there. That is
Right.
going to be towards your advantage. Now, of course, in terms of the banished piles, Ryan, Paradise is looking a bit short. What?
Paradise is looking a bit short. You know, he is playing Cottontail instead of a third Nemo, so it's going to be a bit more difficult for him to get all of those banished cards right off the bat. But you know, it really only takes him drawing into one Innocent Lamb, one Nemo to start getting that engine running. But yeah, I think Tursake does have slightly more consistency in his comp with all of those Nemos and all the Innocent Lambs. He only really needs to draw one to start getting that engine rolling, and already right off the bat, that's 145 damage Topaz from the frontliner there with 108 shield. My God, he actually, so I don't know if you noticed, but he held on to that Innocent Lamb from turn 1. He held on to it. He retained it for turn 2, just so he could get extra shield from that bumpy, from this big damage turn here. I think it was a smart play.
That was a bumpy play, and look at that exact 90.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you know that meme, like that satisfaction meme, like that. Oh,
absolutely.
A satisfying exact show star play, but he
is
if Paradise
now,
will be going back.
Paradise does not have the Topaz on the mech, actually.
No.
So while he is starting to get his engine rolling here a little bit, he is starting to get some banished cards in the banished pile. He does not have that backline Topaz, so he's losing out on a... Oh, wait, he does!
It does. Yeah.
Wait, where did that come from? I didn't see it. It was hiding from me.
Yeah, it's hiding from the back. But now, Ryan, I think there we can see a possibility
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh! I think
winning.
I think Tursake's got huge advantage right now. Well, there's going to be a little bit of not even. There's a little bit of shield from the collect and protect on that frontline bug. There's not a lot of damage coming in there. He's only got 3-4 attack cards, and he still has to get through the last stand. And as soon as he does, he's going to be so much more powerful. We've already seen the energy burst coming through. 4 energy turn. He takes out that bug like it's no problem. And Tursake from YGG is going to be going forward to the Thailand final LAN event and winning 300 AXS in the process. So congratulations, Tursake. That was a hell of a battle right there. A great 2 out of 3 going all the way to the final game. That was a lot of fun.
Like it's also satisfying as well to see that kind of game. Like, okay, I'm gonna be targeting the bag, and I'm gonna use my shoal star to perfection right there, Ryan. And then we can see like the whole strategy that he played on game 1 is now reflecting on game 3, and you can see right there that's already the target he is setting up. You know, the bumpy on getting up the front 100 plus arm beyond. There you go. He procced the shoal star right there, done up to 90, and going back to the bumpy play, that was also crucial. Like, you would also delay the destruction of the front Axie so that your back line will still be protected, because you know your opponent is going front to back, and if you put in the armor over at the front, then you're going to be delaying, or he's going to be taking the blunt of the damage, so that he will take a lot of time and a lot of turns to go in and reach your back line. So that's the gameplay right there. And Tursake is already, you know what this is? You know what this is, Ryan? He's flying. He's flying right now over to Thailand.
Yes, sir. He's on whatever website right now looking for those plane tickets. Yeah, man, so exciting to be able to travel all across the world to compete in these high-level events. And this is one of the biggest events in Axie history, with 15,000 AXS on the line. So all of these players are going to be playing their absolute best. I can't believe, I'm just so excited to see an Endless Anger get knocked out by Holy Prayer. Holy Prayer was the counterpart. Both teams were extremely identical, but one team played Holy Prayer and the other team played Endless Anger.
Mhm.
And the Endless Anger, as many haters and as many lovers as it has, it did not make the cut today. It did not make the cut. It's not in this battle, at least. We have 3 more matches to go, so who knows? It could make a comeback. Next match will be Alex Richmond versus Wargos, who is also a Sora player. I believe there are actually 3 Sora players in this event today, in this final 8 players, and we've already seen 1 fall. So they still have 2 more chances. They still have 2 more chances to make it to the to Thailand. Although, for those who are unfamiliar, even if you have played in this qualifier and lost, whether it was day 1, day 2, or in this final 8 event, you still have a chance to qualify. Even if you've lost and been eliminated, you can still sign up for the qualifier, for the second qualifier, the third qualifier, the fourth qualifier, and make that comeback. I don't think that there's a limit either. You could potentially play in all 4 qualifiers, and it might be the 4th one you play in that you finally get qualified in.
Yes, indeed. Like, we are. I've seen Paradise just play as much as he can and get those spots. He's really sweaty in terms of tournaments, man. Like, he keeps on joining, Ryan. So we're probably gonna be seeing him on the second, third, and fourth qualifier, unless he just gets a spot already, right, Ryan?
I believe it. I believe it. Now, Alex Richmond, this is an interesting guy. I don't believe he is signed up with any guild at the moment. I believe he is solely independent, but I did a little snooping. I found him on Twitter, and his Twitter page does say that he got 6th place at AxieCon, I believe. Now, I don't know if that was Axie Classic or Origins. I couldn't tell you for sure, but for him to throw that in his description should probably mean that he's got a little something secret. Even if he isn't signed up with any guild, he's probably still pumping some iron here in terms of Axie competition. And his team here, his Axie pool, is looking quite interesting. He's got that Topaz. But not nearly as many Topaz options as we've seen before.
Yeah.
Right?
Although these... Yeah. It's 6 topazes, man. Like, the ones that are closing their eyes, those are still
their eyes. Okay. They look like Poppy at first. And so a lot of these Axies are caught mid-animation. That's why they look a little funky. Especially, I was like, wait a minute, Poppy and Chubby in this round of the competition? I don't think so. What's going on here? But no, I think we just caught these Axies in mid-animation. So we see a lot of Topaz and a lot of sustain. Are those eyes? Are those tricky eyes?
Yeah, those are tricky eyes over at the sustain ones. So like, it almost looks like Chubby, but it is tricky, right? So like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, I've seen this a lot of times. Like, or it looks like it doesn't. It's not Poppy, except for the lower right one. But yeah, amazing that you caught that right. Maybe Alex Richmond is hiding at some point. Like, he's still grinding and getting to those top spots. But of course, let's look at Wargos right now. Wargos is also 8 out of 10. Wait, 10 out of 10 for Topaz.
No way. He's all in for Topaz, baby. He says, what is sustain? I don't even care about that. I've got Shield Leecher. I've got Collect and Protect. I can switch it up. I can predict where you're going. I can predict where you're going to move. I have every variation of the Topaz build, and I can switch it up as I see fit. I can play the Holy Prayer. I can play the Endless Anger. I can play none of them. I could just go 3 bugs and do 2 Shield Leechers. What are you going to do with that sustain comp? Huh?
Yeah. It's like, this is
crazy.
My Topaz collection. You know what that means? This is my collection, my Topaz collection right now.
Right.
But of course, like, there are different strategies, right, that he's putting in right now. Look, there is the discard, the pure discard strategy. He also has the timber strategy right there, so that you get banished timber to also pack up your very own Topaz, right? That's also one strategy. But what's important for a Topaz mirror is that you get to discard the important cards, right? The retained cards. Like, if you discard one of the retained cards, then you make sure that it's going to be cycling back. So let's
All
get
right.
into the match. It's going to be Alex Richmond versus Wargos. Let's go into the action right now, Ryan.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm hoping to see some of that discard action. You know, there is that that bug charm. The name is escaping me at the moment, but when you attach it to Mantis Claw allows you to discard an extra card. So if you place that on something like the Parasite, then not only are you discarding cards off the top of their deck, but you're also discarding a card from their hand. And if they have a card in their hand, it's because there's a sticky tape on it, or because it's retained naturally. I guess the only one that would be the case would be the Shoal Star on the back line from Alex Richmond.
Yeah. What's good about this is you can see, Ryan, that Wargos is carrying a lot of Toothless Bites. That's going to be redirection tactics as well. And, you know, he put in a Shield Leecher because he saw Alex Richmond have 4 out of the 10 have sustained comps right there. So he was a bit careful, but this Shield Leecher will not be for naught because, as you can see, there is a Collect and Protect. So if and when the Collect and Protect procs the shield, it's gonna get decreased with the Shield Leecher, or the Leech, which is the current name right now. But look at the mid of Alex Richmond, Brian. Pure Instinct, the revamped Pure Instinct, and I'm really curious if this is gonna be a good addition towards the team.
A good choice for him. Yeah, it's very interesting to see. That's not one that I've seen too often, but it has been revamped. And man, so you did mention the Shield Leecher. It was a risky play, I think. Of course, Alex Richmond is playing the Collect and Protect. He will have that 60 shield on every other turn, but it's only taking 50% of the shield. So it's really only 25. It's only countering like 25% of the value from that rune, which in my mind just is not worth it. You're not really getting that much shield. You're not really countering that much shield. So it's an interesting play. But we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, and you know, it's good that he was actually trying to, set up the pace that if he does use sustain at the first, which some players do, he will be able to counter. And look at that triple Toothless Bite have been drawn, and they are retained as well. And going back to the Pure Instinct, Ryan, there is a maximum 20% damage, right? The definition of Pure Instinct right now is other allied Axies cards have 5% bonus stat, so that's already 5%, right? And additional 5% bonus stat per unique Axie class in your team. Now, looking at the team, it's one Bug, 1 Aqua, and 1 Mech. So that's 3 times 5, it's going to be 15, plus 5, that's going to be 20. But for the other Axies, plus
right, so he loses out on the value of the Aqua, but his Mech and his Bug will have 15% bonus stats for their cards. But he taunts to the mid. Now right now Wargos has 0 cards in his Banish pile, so he is not necessarily going to be able to throw out a 1-turn kill here, but he will be able to do some heavy damage to that midliner.
Right,
and at the same time, Alex Richmond protects his backliner Last Stand Axie, make sure that one stays healthy for that end game.
Yeah, that's right. Like you would want to protect that Last Stand Axie as compared to what Paradise did a while ago, like put the target on that backline, the Last Stand. But now, of course, you can see Wargos try to put in some more Banish pile or more Nemo into the Banish pile, while at the same time ramping up to 10 energy fragments right now, and he's going to be discarding one of the cards as well. Now that's a game.
That's a lost Topaz. That's a lot of value lost right there from Alex Richmond. So Wargos might have taken the advantage with that one play right there. But we'll see if Alex Richmond can come back from this. I do think that he has a bit more power on his comp as a whole. But man, with losing out on one of those Topazes, I mean, because these Topaz comps just play so fast. There's not a lot of time to get into your second deck rotation. If you lose on that value this early, it could spell disaster.
Yeah, it's like, this is actually 150 less damage coming from Alex Richmond, but he also goes in for his own 150 damage. Like, that's the makeshift 150 damage right there coming from the Square Teeth. And it has the Mantis Claw or Mantis Dagger, and it removes one of the retained cards of Wargos right there. But now, coming back with a vengeance, let's see. It's going to be more. Oh, he's going to target the back. It's time. Double Topaz is going to be taking it out.
Ooh, double Topaz with 1 HP left. That's it. The last stand is gone. One more turn to get final value for Alex Richmond here. He's going to have to do something big with this backline mech. But I didn't see which Topaz was discarded. If that Topaz was the backline mech Topaz, that could be horrible. And he gets no Topaz at all. He has not a lot of damage this turn. I think he has Goldfish from the mech. That is 110 damage, but not going to be enough to cut it.
He's trying to catch up with
Weird.
damage right now.
Did you see? He should have played the Square Teeth after playing the back card, right? He would have had more shield. He would have gotten a little more damage, and he would have prevented the shield leecher from stealing that shield away from him. I think there might have been a little bit of a misplay for Alex Richmond there. He might have gotten a little upset that he lost his mech so early. Might have gotten a little bit too stuck in his head, and when that happens, misplays do tend to happen. And it looks like Wargos does have a clear advantage in this match. He's not going to die this turn. Next turn, the last stand will get activated, and he'll have one more turn after that to come the match if he has to get it right here. Looks like he's going to be 5 damage short of taking the match right here. but
yeah.
Regardless, Wargos has this match in the bag.
Yeah, he definitely has that in the bag, considering that he still has to activate this last stand. And there you go. Yeah, I do agree with you, man. Like, Alex Richmond could have used cards, pump up the bumpy in the armor, and then you have extra damage to take out the mid. Still going to be for naught because he won't be able to activate the last stand as soon as possible. And Wargos just shows that, like, the triple, like, imagine the triple Toothless Bite right there with the Gecko, right? That's gonna be retaining it. It looks quite janky in a sense, but it's consistent, man. It is consistent to his gameplay, to his style, and you saw it work right here. And you see the power of this card right now, Ryan. You see how powerful it is, because he's going to be discarding the Topaz right here. This is the play right here. Discarding Topaz.
That was the mech Topaz as well. Now, it wouldn't have... I don't think it would have made a horrible difference in this situation. With his ability to take out that mech so early, you're absolutely right. The consistency, being able to use the Toothless Bite to just get a little bit of damage to start chipping away and get ready for that double Topaz swing for the backliner, and get that last stand out of there super early so he doesn't have time to really charge it up, get max value from it.
Yeah,
Wargos' comp just did a really good job. I'm impressed. Now, Alex, I do believe that even if that one misplay we were talking about, where he should have played the back card first, gotten a little bit of extra shield, and then the I think he might have been. I think he still might have been 1 damage short of taking the kill, even if we did see that happen. So it might have just been the circumstance where he knew the position that he was in, and he knew he couldn't take victory, so he was just kind of finishing out, pressing cards. It kind of happens.
Yeah.
But it's not over yet.
Yeah.
Wargos is game 1. There's still potentially 2 more games to go.
Yeah, and now I think I'm looking back at the axes of Alex Richmond, and he may have a chance if he does go in to a sustained comp right now. And you can see this is the last part of the turn. We saw the crucial discard moments. We saw the play right there, wherein he was trying to remove the mid, but fails like within 10 HP. And of course, it's gonna be the finishing move right there, man.
I don't think he can go sustain, man. We just saw him lose with a Topaz Mirror match, and Wargo's already had Shield Leecher. He's not gonna stop playing Shield Leecher. He's already won once. So going sustain is just a losing battle. I think he has to hold course, or maybe switch up to a different Topaz comp. We'll see what he has. We'll see what he has going on in his brain. But I think sustain is just a bad choice in this situation.
Yeah, you said a while ago, like maintaining the course is the way if you are already at the advantage over at your first match, right? So if that is the case and he doesn't change, that's right. It makes sense that if we see Alex Richmond switch to sustain and it's still going to be a Shield Leecher, yes, probably, right? So I'm not sure. Like, he does have possibly a greater chance of still maintaining that Topaz build. But since there are a lot of Topaz Axies over at the side of Alex Richmond, maybe switching over to what we saw a while ago. I don't know if he had a Dawn right there that could go for a Holy Prayer for a more sustainable damage. And let's go into the match for the next one. 1-0 Wargos against Alex Richmond.
Let's do it. And Alex Richmond is wow, interesting. We see the mech in the mid and the Aqua in the back. Weird play there, because the Aqua... Oh, wait okay. Yeah, very interesting, because the Aqua is not going to be getting the bonus stat damage from its own rune. So having that in the back, by the time it gets to the end there, it's going to be fairly weak, all things said and done. It's not going to be nearly as powerful as having the last stand. What do you think?
I think what happened right here, Ryan, is that he was actually trying to prevent the Toothless Bite from going towards the back, right, and getting the Death Smart damage advantage, right? And because the target is predominantly going towards the back, that is actively decreasing 15 extra damage for each attack coming from the Toothless, from the Death Smart, right? And so maybe he's thinking, okay, my damage potential has been greatly decreased with that positioning, but still, with the same Axies right now, it's gonna be a bit different. And look what happened to Wargos. There's a Holy Prayer switch. It was previously Shield Leecher, Collect and Protect, and the Last Stand Mech. He switched over for extra damage right there in the middle.
He actually got rid of the Collect and Protect and kept the Shield Leecher. Interestingly enough, maybe trying to predict a sustained counterplay. Unfortunately, he did not get the sustained counterplay. It is still Topaz, but with this switch up, I think you're right, because he is now countering the Toothless Bite, and even the Piranha on the midliner can only attack the front and the back. So that midliner for Alex Richmond's side, that mech is sort of protected. If he has Rocket Stamp on the Topaz, he can still swing into it, but with no other damage to complement that, it's not going to be enough to take it out on its own.
Yeah, let's see if there's going to be a setup right now. It's going to be a battle between the two in terms of trying to gain the earlier advantage with the Banish pile piling up, right? And because both of them have Topaz with Rocket Stamp, they will be able to target the Last Stand mechs early on, right? But of course, Alex Richmond did with his very own repositioning, so that there would be a decrease. But I think on its own, a Rocket Stamp Topaz will be able to take out the midline or the mech within 3 attacks. So it's definitely possible. But look at that, Alex Richmond already going in with his early stacks, and even going on with the Risky Fish. I don't know, shouldn't there been a Bumpy right there to get the armor, Ryan?
Right, very interesting. He lost a lot of armor by not playing Bumpy there. That was like what, five cards that he would have gotten value from? Mm-hmm. That's a lot of shield that he lost out. And of course, he was able to play the attack card and get a little bit of damage from it. Maybe Alex Richmond thought that was more valuable in this situation, but he did retain the bumpy, so that's very strange. Very strange. So maybe he's trying to play it at this next turn.
Yeah, I think he was playing against or playing through the shield leecher. Like, why would I even use bumpy if the shield leecher is going to be stealing some of my armor, right? So
makes sense.
So maybe that's the play right there. And again, this is already game 2 of the second match. Okay, guys, if you're just watching, and of course, if you're just joining as well, the raffles are already right there for your chance to win 3 Axies. But one of the Axie teams for 10 people, right? So just keep on joining, guys, and of course, $10 for 10 people as well. This is an opportunity as we are waiting right now for the next turn. And man, I didn't know the Anemone can go to 100 damage right there. Did you see that, man? 100 damage for Anemone going right to the front, coming from Alex Richmond with that energy, with that drink.
Right. Well, it's a one-time shot, right? You get to use it one time, and then every time after that, it's going to be less and less valuable. But on that frontliner, you only really need it for that one shot. But yeah, well done, well done.
Yeah, yes, indeed. It's like, I really love the power that they are displaying right now. It's all about thinning out your deck. It's all about making sure that your Topaz is going to be consistently drawn. And you can see Wargos is going on his side right now with his very own stack of Banish Pile, going up to 4, going up to 5. Now he is going to be using the Para side right there, discarding one of the draw pile and going in with the mid. Now you can see it's transparent right now, Ryan. The target right there is going to be the mid. That's going to be a harbinger of death right there over at the last end mech.
Absolutely. And it's really interesting how Alex Richmond, by placing that mech in the middle, is really able to split the damage. You can see now that the front line has a little bit of damage on there, the back line has some damage on there. Now the mid is the one that he's really trying to focus down. But by splitting the damage, he's giving himself a little bit more sustainability all around, I think. Yeah,
like this is actually good match that we're seeing right now. It's going to be a back and forth, but the activation of Wargos' backline last stand is going to be hurting quite a bit because he is on the back pedal right now with that activation, and it's going to go down. Looking at Alex Richmond right now,
oh my gosh!
Oh, wow!
Wait, did he just play a bumpy?
Yeah.
Why did he play a bumpy?
For fun.
I feel like that was not the turn to play a bumpy. He got a lot of damage off there. The back line. Oh my god! And we just see Wargos just said no more. I don't want any more of this beating. You can have this one. We're gonna go right into game 3. Jeez. Right. Interesting stuff. Man, there were a lot of plays that I was not expecting in that match. We saw him skip the bumpy initially. He didn't want the shield leecher to take advantage of him. He eventually got to the point where the shield leecher was going bye-bye. He threw out the bumpy. He started throwing out those attack cards. The mech fell. The bug fell. All he was left with was a Dawn, and with 3 Axies on the other side of the field, there was nothing Wargos could do.
Yeah, it's like this is a ticking time bomb right there, Ryan. Like if you take out that is exponentially decreasing the chances of that guy winning, right? And that's what happened. Like Wargos noticed it and like, okay, nope, I'm not gonna be winning with this setup right now. And considering that the damage is distributed so much, right? That it's distributed so much over at the Axies that this is not gonna work. So I'm thinking that since Wargos is using the Toothless Bite Axies that he has right there, he might switch them over because it's already like a telltale that we're seeing right now. It's like Toothless Bite. No, why not use Piranha if you have another one, right? That would have a better amount of damage.
Yeah, I mean, very interesting how how Wargos had very little options in terms of Axie's to counterplay what Wargos was bringing. Alex Richmond just a lot of his Axies were sustained, and I feel like any sustained choice would have been an automatic loss. But just by switching up his Axie's placement, by putting the mech in the middle and by putting the Aqua in the back, he was able to counter the entire strategy and actually come out on top in this match. So it is now 1-1 Wargos versus Alex Richmond. We are going into game 3 very shortly here. But man, yeah, that testament of just being able to switch up Axie placement to take advantage of the enemy strategy is huge. That's huge. Because a lot of people will be like, placement doesn't matter that much. But yeah, just being able to switch over from the middle to the back and then to come back that hard. I think that's extremely exciting.
Yeah, extremely exciting indeed. And yeah, we
shows
see
a lot of ingenuity.
Yeah, it's like it's an active how to say it, active answer towards the comp that that we saw Vargas commit into. So I'm seeing like he already had committed to a possible difference right there in the mid with the Piranha. So I'm seeing like maybe he's gonna be switching over to another one of his Topaz teams. Like if I remember correctly, it was Vargas who had the whole Topaz, right? Like,
right. I think Wargos 10 Topaz Axies. I think every Topaz Axie he bought for the entirety of season 3 showed up in his Axie pool today.
Man, I'm thinking like maybe if I'm a breeder for Topaz Axie during the season, like I'll be ROI like with just one breed, like one whole litter right there. Like this, it's such a good investment. But again, of course, Vargas just picked out the right cards. Like some of those Axies were, discards. Some of them were ramps, like Garish Worm. Some of them were Square Teeth. So again, you saw the Toothless Bite bunch a while ago, the litter right there, the total synergy that we're seeing. So let's see what else, what difference they're gonna be making. But again, I think we're not going to be seeing the sustained comp as soon like this qualifier, man. It's like
I don't think so.
Too high stakes. It's too high stakes.
It's very high stakes, and not only does Wargos play like 10 Topaz Axies, but I think like 4 or 5 of them were bugs. So even if he doesn't want to play Toothless Bite anymore, I think that there's like 3 or 4 different options for him to throw a bug in there and still play that Shield Leecher in order to counterplay the sustain. So I don't think we're going to see it happen, at least not in this match. But I do think that we see some change ups. I think that him switching out. I think that he's gonna want to switch out those Toothless Bites, maybe even the Piranha. Maybe at this point, I'm not sure. I think Alex Richmond probably stays the course, stays the exact same team, same setup, same placement, and everything. But Wargos is definitely going to have to change things up.
Yeah, definitely has to change things up. Especially, you can see that Alex Richmond is catching up. He's like adapting. That's it. That's it. That's the whole strategy right here. And it's really important that you can see your opponent's inventory, the ones that they brought over to the tournament. Like that makes you say, what else can I do with my very own litter right here, with my very own picks to go against my opponent? And I'm thinking, is Pure Instinct the way to go? Right? He has a 20% extra damage, right? It can be seen that he especially in the part that we're in, he tries to target the mech, the extra point or the extra percentage of damage that the other Axies got were really important to get him to cross into last stand. So, well,
absolutely, it's an interesting toss up. But yeah, I want to see Alex Richmond come up on top, man. He is the underdog here. Wargos is a known player. He's been around the scene for a long time. Alex Richmond is, if I'm not mistaken, currently a guildless player. So if he actually does come out on top here, he will be invited to the LAN event in Thailand for a chance to get a piece of that $15,000 AXS prize pool, which is kind of life-changing money, man.
Yeah.
Especially that first place, 3,000 AXS. Let me do a quick calculation here. 3,000 AXS with I think the current price of AXS is around $7.
Yeah.
So we're looking at $21,000 for getting first place. That is life-changing money right there. That is a lot. That is a lot of dollars. That is a lot of money. So every single one of these players is going to be playing their absolute best. And not only that, but if Alex Richmond comes out on top here and is able to get to this LAN event, and he performs well as there as well, then you better believe every guild on the map is going to be trying to collect him up and get them on their roster, right? Sora, Meditate, YGG, AxieTh, everyone's going to be coming after Alex Richmond, the hot new player in town.
Yeah, and you know, if you go in and win the AxieTh World Battle, and while you're still in Bangkok, just go in and enjoy the place, guys. And of course, if you don't get to win the first qualifier, you have 3 more qualifiers to join in, right? And it's guaranteed 300 AXS just by getting to top 4, right? We already saw a while ago our first winner get 300 AXS. Now against now in the second match, 1-1 yet again. Like, we saw Thursake move in for 300 AXS, right? And now, of course, 1-1 against for Alex Richmond and Wargos. It's really a sweaty match in the first day of the qualifiers. Like, no clean sweeps as of the moment right now, Ryan. And
it's all game 3 battles, all game 3 battles. But I mean, yeah, just like you said, even though they got knocked out today, whoever does get knocked out, they still have a chance to come back in these qualifiers. Qualifier number 2 will actually be on April 30th. The third qualifier will be on May 7th. The fourth qualifier will be on May 14th. So all of these players will have more chances to come back, get top 4, and get invited to the final LAN event. And if you're interested in this competition as well and you want to join in, this is an open registration tournament. So feel free to apply and sign up for those qualifiers. And we might be casting your match next week. Who knows? But the next match is ready. Game 3 between Alex Richmond and Wargos. Let's hop in and see what they decided to go with their Axie teams. I'm excited. I'm expecting some change-ups. It was a lot of time.
Nope.
And it looks like Alex. No, not at all. Not at all. Maybe they were just biding their time trying to get into the opponent's head. Because at this level of competition, that is a huge factor. Being able to play these little mind games, these little mental chess matches with your opponent, just by maybe you don't switch up your team at all, but you take all the time in the world, making your opponent think that you're going to switch things up, which makes them second guess their own team pick. And it looks like neither one of them decided to change things up. So any mental chess matches may have been for naught.
That's right. And you know, we're seeing right now there is no changes. Mental games have been played, as Ryan said over at the break. Like, they were taking their sweet time, right? Even though it's the same composition, right? So that's the saying, like, okay, maybe he's going for sustain, but most likely not. But we know it's gonna be Topaz, right? It's gonna be Topaz because it has the highest win rate as of yet. And
you know what though? You know what? Wargos is no longer playing Shield Leecher. He is playing Collect and Protect, which means he has a little bit more draw power. He has a little bit more sustainability. We saw Alex Richmond refusing to play that bumpy to prevent Wargos from stealing extra shield from him. So now that Wargos is not playing Collect and Protect, that's going to give both players a bit more sustainability in this matchup.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Although, I mean, I'm just noticing Alex Richmond has the bumpy, whereas Wargos does not. The bumpy not only provides extra shield, but that's an extra banish card right at the beginning of the game.
Right.
I'm voting for Alex Richmond right here. I'm gonna call it early. I think he's got advantage here. I want to see him win. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you know, if he can't go towards the back, the mid try to go with the back first, right? Because of all the armor that the collect and protect luck is going to be racking up on some turns. So also, if you do take out the back first, you would also decrease the effective damage that's going to be coming in from that pure instinct, right? So just stay the course. So if you're on Wargo's side, stay the course with what you're having right now, especially with the spike, and you would be able to get the advantage. He was trying to force a midline takedown a while ago, and it was falling short. So this might be the chance for him to just come back with a vengeance. And now going in for turn 1, this is going to be an early pump up with the Nemo's right there, but he's going to be saving up that Topaz for a next turn. And let's see what Alex Richmond is going to get, Ryan.
Now, did he play? I'm a little lost. He played the back on the bug card, Wargos, right?
He played,
was that Parasite? Was that Parasite that he played?
Parasite.
Okay, he played Parasite, so he was able to discard cards off the top of his deck through the scry mechanism. Interesting that he. I'm just thinking maybe he should have played the Goldfish while he had the Nemos in hand. He was guaranteed to get the value from it. But I guess the ability to discard those cards is so valuable. If you can get rid of one of those Topazes, that's a huge advantage in the match.
Yeah, I think he wanted to, like, how do you say this, to retain, just to make sure that the Sticky Octopus gets the maximum advantage, right? So maybe that was the play right there, and he wanted to make sure that he discarded the important cards as well. So it's a double play right there. But look at that, triple Topaz has been drawn. But now, look at the play. Look at the adjustment that Wargos is doing. He's going front to back. Front there first, and mid is going to be the next priority. Will this work for Wargos as the frontline Axie goes down to 100 HP, Ryan?
I think it depends on what Alex Richmond draws right here. I mean, he's got 8 cards in the banish pile, so he definitely has an advantage there. In terms of, as I said, with the bumpy so early, giving him an extra banish card. I think Wargo still has a couple innocent lambs that haven't been converted into Nemos yet. So Alex Richmond definitely has an advantage in terms of damage from the Topaz. If he happens to draw into those Topazes, he might be able to take out that backline mech right here and now, and giving Wargo pretty much one last turn to respond. And we see one Topaz. I don't think with the Topaz is not going to be enough for the Shoalstar. Why didn't he play the Nemo first? Why didn't he not play the Nemo first? I think Alex Richmond might be stuck in his head at this point. He's been playing this competition for 3 days, and this is the final straw, right? If he had played the Nemo first, he would have gotten extra damage on that Topaz. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think there would be extra damage right there, because if he played the Nemo first, that would he would reach the max right here with the 10 banish. Man. I have to go back at the replay and see.
Yeah, we'd have to look at the replay. I think he was at 8. I think we saw 2 banish cards come in, if he had let those 2 banish cards leave first before playing the Topaz, I think he might have actually been able to get him within killable range with the Shoalstar.
But it was very, very unfortunate right there if that is the case. But of course, looking at the play right there coming from Wargos, he takes out the front and maximizes the use of that NetSmart to take out the front. And there you go, activates the last stand over at the midline of Alex Richmond. Alex Richmond indeed has the advantage right now and goes in with the risky catch, activates the last stand at the back as well. Now, they are both going at it right now, Ryan, and putting down to 52 health for the midline. Holy Prayer done. It's Wargos all the way right now.
Oh, I think he's got it. He's got it with the Topaz, and that is it. Alex Richmond will be going home, and Wargos will be winning 300 AXS and an invitation to the final LAN event in Thailand. So congratulations, Wargos. Very well done.
Yeah.
Man, these have been extremely exciting matches going all the way to the third round every single time. Alex Richmond gave up a very good fight. I do believe he made a couple misplays here or there. But all in all, to make it to the final 8 of this single elimination competition with 1,024 players is nothing to scoff at. I mean, he's up here with big names. He's up here with all guild members. I think he might be the only one who isn't signed at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be saying this, Ryan, and forgive the pun. War goes to Bangkok. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
And we saw these players as there are different variations of Topaz, and all in all, it all comes down as to your strategy and how you're gonna be targeting with the availability of the rocket stamps right there. And of course, there is some form of luck in terms of the draw, right? If you do get the actual the early on bandage pile generator, then you will have the early on damage increase or damage buff with the Topaz, right? So that's also going to be important. Like the draw, the luck factor is a small percentage. It all comes down to preparation, research, and putting in the hours with your Topaz team to get the win right here. And here's the summary: we saw Thursake win 2-1 against Paradise, moving on with 300 AXS and the invite as well, and Wargos.
So I believe we're going to be doing a small break, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some wonderful advertisement videos for you, just giving you a little bit of a rundown of the different sponsors for this event. We've got YGGSEA, as well as AxieTh, Axie Infinity, and Amp Guild as well, with some very high production videos for you. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere because we've got a ton of action coming up soon.
Hi, my name is Chung, the CEO and co-founder of Sky Babies. Today, we are entering a new chapter of the Ronin network with a new delegated proof of stake upgrade, Let's build together.
A Ronin is a samurai without a master. With Ronin, we took the destiny of our own products into our own hands.
Skybaby's team has been working very hard in past months for this moment. And on the journey to DPOS, we have some new key high. We also make some new friends along the way.
So we have vetted over 250 game studios to determine those exact right partners for us and for our ecosystem.
Progressively decentralizing the network over time means that we can move a little bit slower at the beginning and get a more clear idea of what the most important value adds for people are. And now we can really start to see the fruits of our labor.
Welcome back, everybody, to the AxieTh World Battle Bangkok Tournament 2023. This is one of the biggest tournaments in Axie Infinity so far, with a 15,000 AXS prize pool on the line. We are in the top 8 right now. We've seen 2 players succeed and successfully get invited to the final LAN event and earn a little bit of AXS along the way. We still have 2 more epic battles for you today between competitors. Give me one moment here. Meditate You, my boy. I met him at AxieCon. He is a wonderful player. And Zelizer YGG. And Zelizer YGG versus Meditate You will be our next matchup. We also have Rollo from Sora and Tepui, who is also one of those unknown, ungilded players, I believe. He is right now our underdog, along with Alex Richmond, who put up a hell of a fight, but ended up falling short. And I'm really excited to see what these next 2 matches bring. Excelsior, how are you feeling so far, man?
I'm feeling excited, man. Like, I'm seeing a lot of variations of Topaz right now. I didn't know there were a lot of shades of red from this tournament right now. And I was commenting over at the chat right now, like, they're saying it's Topaz Infinity. Yeah, Topaz is indeed an Infinity Stone that we're seeing right here in the matchup here at AxieTh World Battle Bangkok 2023, and the first qualifier as well. And I'm excited to see the matchup between Meditates You and Zelizer from YGG. And let's look at the axes that Meditates You is gonna be bringing right now. Like, this is
very
interesting.
very limited options in terms of Topaz, right? So we're looking at that one on the top middle. Is that a beast, do you think?
Top
Or
middle.
Is that potentially a Dawn?
It's potentially a bug with the red tint.
Bug, right. The red tint is ever so slightly noticeable, but you can kind of see it there on the bumpy. So we've got a couple different Topaz options. He could go with the Beast mid with Endless Anger, or he could go with the Dawn instead with Holy Prayer to get that 10% damage buff across the team, or maybe even a Healing Force as well. I'd love to see something different. But as again, he's also got a lot of sustain power here, a lot of sustainability axes. Whether or not we see them come into play is all going to be determined by what Zelizer is playing. And if Zelizer has a nice bug Topaz axie, I don't think we see the sustain come out. I think it's as simple as that. Sustain is extremely powerful in this meta, but it is very easily counterable by playing a Shield Leecher rune. So while sustain is just very, very powerful, it just takes one simple switch up to counter it. So it's a very risky play. High risk, high reward.
And going up to the to Zelizer right now. Zelizer is going to be just going with 9 axes. Oh, that's going to be interesting as well. And I am really curious as to how he's going to be playing this. He has a Topaz with Sticky Goo. He has a Topaz with Scry right there, and there you go.
There's the 10th axie. It just took a little bit of time to load up, ladies and gentlemen, but he is playing 10 axes. Do not worry. He is a beast Zelizer. I met him at AxieCon as well, and if he has the chance to bring 10 axes, I bet you anything he's gonna bring all 10 axes.
Like from what it looks like, it's just like, I'm missing one axie. I'm gonna buy one right now. It's right reloaded.
No, I believe all these axes needed to be registered before the beginning of the qualifier match, which started 2 days ago. So these axes have been locked in, and this is what's brought him all the way to the top 8. And whether or not it's going to make him top 4 is yet to be seen. You and Zelizer are both hardcore competitors. They are now ready in the match. So let's hop in and see what teams they've decided to roll with.
Yes, and now it's going to be you going in with that Beast Topaz composition. Now I saw you just play yesterday, man, and he brought this same composition. And what is different about this is again an EA, and it also carries a sticky tape instead of a Topaz instead of a rocket stamp for the Topaz, and that's where the power is going to be. Now, what's curious about Zelizer's team right now is the Sturdy Fighter. Man, I don't see a lot of these, but when I do, I am seeing a lot of damage and a lot of gain from that back line bug. So this is it, man. This is what we were seeing from our players. Like they have that one bug axie that has spiky wing, that has piranha, right? This is how it's going to be used, and I'm really excited as to how it's going to be played by Zelizer here.
This is an extremely exciting match, man. It is no longer a Topaz mirror match. We're seeing Zelizer come out with something totally out of the ordinary. He is not going sustain per se. He is going with Sturdy Fighter, which means even if you from Meditate is playing Shield Leecher, that Sturdy Fighter is going to eat up the shield and prevent him from stealing anything. So it's a very interesting counterplay to see in this tournament. I'm hoping to see it perform well, even though you is my boy. He's a former guildmate. I am no longer with Meditate, but I still have extremely fond feelings for everyone over there. Regardless, I'm interested to see how Zelizer's team pulls out here. It's going to be a really interesting match. Meditate coming in with some damage with Goldfish getting any extra energy fragments to power up that Cottontail. We're seeing the Nemo engine come in already. Let's see, only 3 banished cards at the moment. But with the Topaz on retain, he can hold on to it for when he's ready.
Right, and of course, this strategy right now for the Lyser is just to make sure that the front is going to get the blunt of the damage as well, Ryan. So, like, what we're going to be seeing here is you is going to be forced down the line to take the damage right there in the front. And you can see the teal shell right there. I haven't seen a lot of the teal shell over at rank, but now when you do see it, it's like, you know, look, that's a rare species right there that we're seeing right now. And of course, bring it over towards the qualifiers is such a big brain move for Zelizer. And now we're seeing him losing that pincer, using the spiking wing, doing that pure 114 damage. Man,
That
what
is
armor?
Spicy.
What armor?
I know the bumpy, the shield coming in just doesn't even make a difference for Zelizer. He's like, I don't care. I've got the spiky wing. I'm gonna swing right underneath that armor and just deal some pure damage to your face. Now, while Yu's doing some heavy damage here, he's already got the frontliner into last stand activation mode. And a little bit of shield on the back there. He is protecting that last stand mech from any backdoor potential from Zelizer. I have not seen all of the charms attached to his Axies, but I do know that he has Piranha there. So Piranha going into the back lane with a lot of shield from the sturdy fighter could be a bad news for you.
Yeah.
But with that shield, he's going to protect himself. The Piranha's going to go into the front, take out his frontliner, and now he's going in for the beast. Not quite getting the kill, but dealing a crap ton of damage along the way. Yu's got to make some big plays here. He will be going into Fury mode this turn, if I'm not mistaken. So he should have and with only 3 cards left in the deck, I believe he will be... Oh, but did he lose out on the Topaz? Did his Topaz get discarded?
I think one of the topazes has been removed, and there you go. He draws it back.
Oh, he draws back into it after the deck reset. That one draw might have changed the game in Yu's favor. He still has the Cottontail as well, so he's going to be getting off the Ronin Blaze as well with 5 energy, and it does 207 damage. That's a huge hit. But that does not necessarily give him victory status yet. There's a lot of shield coming in from Zelizer. So Yu's already spent up both his Cottontails. He's already gone through that rage mode. He might not even be able to deal any damage to his health. Wow. Perfect damage to get rid of the shield, but no damage done to the health. And Zelizer's just going to keep that pressure on, keep on putting up that shield. The beast is at 1 HP! What are these damage counters, man? This is crazy!
Man, definitely crazy with the damage counter. And you know, Zelizer knows that he is on the back pedal right there and puts in a surrender. Like, not even getting to proc that last stand right there is the game, like the game-defining moment, right? We saw the bumpy and the active participation of you to put in some more armor towards the back, because I've been a victim of this composition from Zelizer. If you do put in all the armor or the damage right there, like there's around 290s going in towards your Axie, and it can easily be like one-shotted if it goes down to a low enough health, right? So he's protecting it so much so that almost all the just went to the back, man. And since it's not activated and he was able to take out 2 Axies early on, you know, it's already a ticking time bomb. It's already time well spent. If I go for the sturdy fighter of Zelizer, it's already out of the game.
It was a very interesting play. I love the fact that he pulled it out, but it was just a matter of time before that last stand Axie drew into the Topaz and started breaking through that shield and dealing heavy damage. I do wish he hadn't have given up. I wish he would have stayed course. because you never do know what can happen in these matches if bad card draw comes into play. Sometimes you just get bad luck and you draw into a hand of nothing but revenge cards, and then you buy yourself an extra turn. So I think he might have sacrificed the game a little bit early, a little bit preemptive there, but I think he's got some more comps up his sleeve, and he's going to come back with a fury in the next match. I think we're going to see game 3 sets in every single matchup today. We've seen so far. We've seen Tursake versus Paradise. That went to game 3. Tursake came out on top. We saw Alex Richmond versus Wargos. That went to game 3, and Wargos came out on top. Now Meditate versus Zelizer. You is 1 game up. Zelizer is on the back foot. I am expecting to see some switch ups here. I think we might see Zelizer go with a different comp. Whether or not he goes something more sustainy or goes with the tried and true Topaz method is yet to be seen. What do you think he switches up to, in your opinion?
He switches up to a Topaz team with Rocket Stamp. That's it.
Right.
That's the answer right there. And from the previous matches, I've seen you fall down from his semifinals with that composition, right? Or rather, fall down from the finals in one tournament from that composition. And it's really important for you to get in and target the back. But as you can see, Yu is aware that backline mech is vulnerable, so he puts in the bumpy to put in and delay put in some delaying tactics, because he knows that it's going to be targeted, right? Instead of like putting the bumpy in the front to delay that front to back damage, he is putting all his marbles into one basket, and that basket is the mech. And it has to be protected, right? That is your golden goose to get into the LAN finals or the LAN playoffs over at Thailand, right? So yeah, making sure, right?
And it's an interesting play. It's an interesting play because the majority of the time you're just losing value on the shield. You put the shield on the backliner every time. If they don't attack into the backliner, that's essentially wasted value. But what it does is it buys him time and keeps that Axie alive, because that Axie is much more valuable late game than it is early game. So while he's losing value, he's buying himself time. Very interesting play. It worked out well for you from Meditate. And we are going to be hopping into game 2 here. I'm excited to see what Zelizer changes up to, because obviously that sturdy fighter is not working out too well for him. And maybe he comes back and brings us to game 3. That's what I'm hoping to see.
That's right. And let's see if on game 2, if there will be adjustments coming in from the side of Zelizer right there. And, Topaz versus Topaz is... although you can see it a lot over at these tournaments, it is the obvious and obvious choice for you to counter that. I've rarely seen someone go with sustain and just go at it. Like, there is a higher ceiling of mastery with the sustain Tassels team, right? But Topaz, being the powerful composition that it is, there is a there is a higher damage potential than there is a higher defense potential if you don't have if you put in maybe a shield leecher. That would be the only counter right there. And still maintaining Topaz for Zelizer will be the key here, and that's what we're seeing right now, Ryan.
Ooh, interesting team change up. So Yu is staying course. He's got the same team. We're seeing Collect and Protect in the front, Endless Anger in the middle, and that Last Stand in the back. And from Zelizer's side, we've got a Dawn in the mid, a Bug in the front with the Shield Leecher. So while Shield Leecher is an interesting choice, he decided to go with Shield Leecher as opposed to doing something like Collect and Protect. The Shield Leecher protects him from a sustained counterplay, but he is going to be a little bit weaker in terms of card draw.
Yeah, I don't like this. This this tech into a shield legion right there. The best one that you can get again is collect and protect for your card draw as well. But again, we might see some turn-ups right here because he saw, Eliezer saw that there is an advantage over at U side in terms of the shield going to the back line. So that investment has been seen. So this is the answer for Eliezer. Like, okay, I'm gonna be using shield leader so that your backline is gonna be gonna have his pants pulled down, so that you will be able to get him where it hurts, and we can see it right now. And I don't know if it's going to have the advantage or have the return of investment right now, but let's see. With that square teeth, it goes in. Oh, he is focusing on the mid.
He is focusing on the mid. Very interesting choice. Now that discard came in, I think that got rid of one of the topazes. It's not a huge deal this early, considering Yu does not have any cards in the banish pile at the moment. He's going to have to draw into a Nemo or an Innocent Lamb to start to get that engine running. But another interesting factor is the fact that because Eliezer is playing Shield Leecher, that Bumpy now becomes a very risky card, right? Because you play the Bumpy, you get the banished card, but all the value you get from that is going to be cut in half from that Shield Leecher. So he might not even play the Bumpy at all. Either that Bumpy, here we go. The Bumpy is worth it. He decides the Bumpy is worth it. It also has the Taunt Charm on it, which will protect that beast from going down. He wants to make sure that beast stays alive one extra turn so that he can get into that Fury mode and have a really heavy hitting turn. He can lose the bug and still come out on top. If he loses the beast, he's going to be on the back foot.
Yes, and of course he recognizes that, Ryan, and of course that Bumpy is very crucial to preventing the damage towards the back and the mid as well, right? So this is what we're seeing right now is a development towards Yu's side. He may be able to go for a double kill, but he will still have to maintain his back line so that it's going to be a possible mech versus mech situation. And now, of course, Eliezer is going to be pumping up his very own Topaz right now, going in with the Babylonia first for that extra damage with the vulnerable, but fails to take down the front. This is it. Raging Demon coming in from Japan. Yu is going to be on Fury mode right now, Ryan.
I love the national pride from these Japanese players. They love representing their country. You see it right there in the name. And he is going into Fury mode. This is going to be a big turn. We see Topaz on the backliner. No Topaz for the Beast, unfortunately, but he does have the Imp for some high damage. The Topaz coming in to start dealing damage to the Dawn. And let's see. We've got the Goda. We've got not enough energy fragments to get an extra energy from the Cottontail, but if he holds on to that, survives one extra turn, we might see an extra energy coming from that in the following turn.
That's right. That's an amazing turn right there, taking down the front. And now we can see that there is already a developing mid-line hit, but fails to take it down to 26 health. Look at that. There's retaliation straight from Yu right now.
And he gets the Cottontail energy. That is amazing. That is so good for Yu. That is so good. He still has his midline with 71 shield. The Topaz takes it out. Then he has to break through the shield on that mech. And that mech is going to be so powerful. He has to deal 367 damage just to activate the last stand. Then he has a whole nother turn to survive. And it can't happen. This is it right here. The Zelizer's last stand is activated. It doesn't matter what Zelizer does because there it is. He realizes that the cards were not written in his favor for this event. Zelizer sacrifices himself, gives the win over to Yu. It was unstoppable at that point. There was nothing he could have done. There was no choice he could have sat there and wallowing in his own sorrow, or he could have just ended the match right there. You is the first person in this entire event today to go 2-0 for a clean sweep, earning 300 AXS and an invitation to the LAN final event in Thailand. Congratulations, you. What a game. Those two matches were man, we saw something completely different in those two matches. And man, the outcome was very intense.
And you can see the back and forth right here, and the active how they say this, the active awareness of you to put in that bumpy towards the front, right? That makes him like I'm saying, like, I'm gonna be protecting my mid because this is gonna be my first damage. I'm also protecting my back with the armor as well. You can see that cool emote coming in from Zelias right there. And I missed this during the time when you won, but I'm gonna be saying it right now. This song, Ryan.
Crank that soldier boy.
Crank
that soldier boy. Soldier boy up in the hole.
Oh.
Watch me crank it. Yes,
Right?
sir. Yes, sir. Now you's gonna be cranking that soldier boy all the way to Thailand, sir.
Yeah, Thailand. But of course, Zelias, sir, will still have more chances to join up the qualifiers. Three more chances to go in. But I'm thinking it's really hard to get to this spot right now, Ryan. Like, imagine 3 days worth of competitive Axie. That's assuming that you don't get dropped. The mental, like, it goes to you, man. You have to have that stamina. You have to have that mental fortitude. Everything has to be right. The preparation has to be right. Your connection, your schedule, everything has to be all in right here. And you can see that our players right now are just all in terms of the gameplay and their Axies as well. And you is going to go to Thailand. Man, another 300 AXS winner right here.
Now, next match will be Rallo Sora versus Tepui, who is the underdog. And Rallo looks like we've got that Topaz. Interesting, though, it looks like we've also got a Poison team, which I have not seen being played in this event so far. Gonna be interesting to see if he decides to play that, if it can come out on top. We saw Poison get a lot of buffs for season 3, a lot of card changes and a lot of support in terms of runes and charms. So it is a lot more powerful in this format than it was previously. But whether or not it can outpace the Topaz, because the Topaz is just so fast and so powerful, it's gonna be interesting to see. Rallo, what are you thinking?
Ryan, I've seen Rallo play this. This is a different type of poison team. It is a poison / sleep team. He uses the potato leaf to put in the sleep after it gets attacked, or he uses a tiny turtle to put in the sleep, and he maximizes it with the retargeting mechanism of the watermelon. He extends the sleep to 5 turns, right? Without even getting the disadvantage of hitting that Axie. Now, I've seen it fall short, right? It can go and fall short because of the absence of a Gila, right? There's no Gila right here, so all the poison is going to be right there, but there's not going to be enough finishers with this type of composition against a Topaz team. So it's good. It's good on paper. It's good to even get up to this part, but when it counts, it falls short. So let's see if it does get played in this in this spot right now for all the marbles or for the ticket to get into Thailand.
Absolutely. I hope we do see it. See it just to shake things up a little bit. It's a really interesting looking comp. I hope we get to see it in action. I think that sleep if you get it early, it's tough because there's so many Nemos and there's so many innocent lambs that they can free themselves from the sleep with a 0-cost card very easily without losing out a lot of value. They might lose out a single banish card, or they might lose out a single energy fragment, but that's not a really big price to pay to counteract sleep.
Yeah.
And we see, Tepui again with the poisons. Interesting. We've got poison versus poison. That would be a match to see, sir. That would be a very interesting match to see.
Definitely very interesting match to see. Like poison versus poison. Please do play that, guys. Please do. Just entertain us. First game, show us the way with the poisons right now. Like
absolutely.
Who will win? Like, is it going to be poison? The poison who is carrying the grass snake, or like the one with the sleep? What do you think,
I think
Ryan?
Tepui would come out on top 100% because of those gecko eyes. That completely counters the sleep strategy, which and then him having the grass snakes to be able to provide more poison counters, and the Gila to get that massive damage. Gila, the amount of damage that Gila does late game is essentially like a whole extra turn. It's like a whole extra turn of poison damage done right away. Now, one of the downsides of playing Gila is you do lose out on a little bit of sustainability on that turn. So it's gonna be interesting. If either of them decides to play poison, I think it's gonna be an uphill battle. If they both decide to play poison, I think Tepui comes out on top.
Oh man, I want to see this work. Like, you do get a good point right there, Ryan. Like with the Gila, you have the extra damage right there, but of course the sleep is indeed going to be countered, right? With those gecko eyes, all of those sleeps, like easy pickings right there. Like that's going to be good, but let's not take out the fact that there's going to be paralyzing glare. Right, you have to go through 2 layers of debuffs before you can go in towards that the sleep. Right, so it's gonna be quite interesting since a lot of these players are using the newer rune that we have here, which is paralyzing glare. Right?
That's right. That is a huge difference. Like I said, Poison got a lot of support in this new season, and one of that is paralyzing glare. So this Axie's debuff abilities apply doubt for 2 turns. So anytime the Axie uses a debuff ability, say something like poison, they're going to be throwing doubt on the entire enemy team for 2 turns, which completely prevents them from healing up their own Axies. Right, and then it'll also be dealing pure damage equal to 3 plus the total number of debuff stacks. So that just falls right in line with that poison strategy. You're preventing them from healing up. You're also dealing a little bit more tick damage every time you throw out one of those poison cards. The strategy works really well together. I'm hoping we see it, man. I'm hoping we see it. It'll be such an interesting game.
And it will also be such a letdown if we also hype it up so much. It also goes back to
Don't hold it against me, everybody. Everybody on Facebook, everybody on Twitch, everyone on YouTube. Relax a little bit. All right. Don't take my words to heart, because we have no idea what we'll be seeing here, and it could be anything. Is that we could be seeing? We could be seeing anything.
Yeah, it's going, instead of getting a breath of fresh air, it's gonna be a breath of fresh poison right now if we don't get it. Right? And it's looking at the text that they have over at their topasses. I'm seeing some of good redirection cards that they have right there. I saw a while ago a dual blade which has a good you can put in some damage, like chip damage that you would need. But I feel the best card for the horn part is gonna be the show star, right? Even though because you're gonna be focusing on your topaz to deal the bulk of the damage, and when you get it to less 90 or less, then you would be able to use your Soul Star. That's going to be the damage that you need, right?
It's such a good card, man. It has retain, so it always stays in your hand. It can target any creature, even if there's taunt on the field. So even if the frontliner's taunted and you want to kill the backliner, you can still target it with Soul Star because it is not an attack card. It is a skill card. All you need to do is get them below 90 HP. It also goes past shield, so they can throw up 200 shield on their Axie trying to protect it, and all you have to do is hit them with that Soul Star, and bye-bye. It is just it is so versatile as a card, and because it has retain, you can just hold on to it until you need it. And yeah, it's really, really good. I think it is probably best in slot for the horn card.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see. Let's see if they will be, going with the Topaz it again. And man, I wouldn't want to say this because it's so high stakes, but it's such a high risk as well to go with that. Like you use a poison, and then the other guy uses like Topaz and just rails you down the line. Like the poison is not even going to take effect. Like let's say in terms of a drug or a medicine, like Topaz is going to be like the fast acting one, and poison is going to be the slow acting one. It's like going to take it's a slow burn, right? And
Right.
but and you can see it. It's with those matchups. So we'll see. No sustain though. That we're seeing right now, Ryan, over at the comps. No, we don't see any of those sustain shield comps. So these guys are bringing another set of Axies right now, and yeah, I'm excited to see which one of these two will be moving forward.
I think it could be. I didn't know. I didn't see if all the poison Axies were just reptiles, or if there was possibly a dusk on the pool as well. If so, they could be going with some sort of gloomy dice strategy. If they're able to get fear on their opponent's Axies, if they're able to keep that engine running, if they're able to keep the fear on there and prevent them from playing too many damage cards, because every time they throw out a damage card with fear on the Axie, they'll be shuffling a confused card into their deck, which is just going to ruin their card draw and make consistent hands extremely difficult to get, right? If you're not drawing one or two confused cards every turn, then they're going to stack up, and then you're going to get a turn with nothing but confused cards and basically waste an entire turn. So that could be a potential strategy that we see. But then again, like you said, it is very high risk at this point in the tournament. They've gotten all the way to the top 8. They fought their way through 1,024 players to get to this top 8 situation. So I feel like they're gonna want to play it safe, not like Zelizer, right? Not
Zelizer is a maverick, man. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna show you that you can win against this composition with the what I'm gonna be bringing right now. But it was a valiant effort to say. I do admire his effort for that, and I have been victimized over at the ladder with that specific composition, Sturdy Fighter. Even before it gets adjusted, right? It was adjusted to fix like the at some point there was no decrease in armor, but good on the SM team or the Sky Babies team to fix that, right? And it's still a scary composition to face against. But
absolutely.
you said a while ago, like we saw some of the our players right now over at the qualifiers, like they also have they also have to join. Of course, they also have to line themselves up ahead of time, right? You have to make sure like you have the other chances, but if it does get filled up, right, and you're not able to join ahead of time, and you will not be able to get your chances. Like there are a lot of players trying to vie for that spot. So if you do get to have your time and you do want to join the qualifiers, you have to do it now, guys. I'm just telling you, do it now. Do it ahead of time. Join all 4. right?
Check
And
out
join.
AxieTh on
Yeah.
Facebook. Check him out on Twitter. Follow those links and sign up for the qualifiers. There might be a lot of players. It is 1,024 players per qualifier, but there's something like 40,000, 60,000 Axie players currently playing daily active. Our daily active users is no joke. So yeah, those qualifiers are going to fill up fast, especially with a tournament this big with a prize pool this large, 15,000 AXS with 3,000 going to first place. I think that we did the math earlier. I think that's around $21,000. So I mean, there's real life changing money going around in this competition. I do believe the first match is ready. Let's hop in and decide and figure out what these two players have decided. Are we going to see double poison? Are we going to see more Topaz? And it's more Topaz.
It's still bad.
You can't blame a man for dreaming. You cannot blame a man for dreaming, Excelsior.
And it's okay, it's okay. We're gonna get there. But of course, this is gonna be a different Topaz. Rallo is gonna be bringing the Endless Anger Topaz versus a possible Rocket Stamp Topaz right there. So Tepoy, I'm assuming he is going to be using that Rocket Stamp to target. But of course, the double bumpy coming in from Rallo is gonna be put up right now, and he is gonna be investing that bumpy towards the back right now.
Wow, getting the taunt this early, it's an interesting choice, right? So there's not a lot of damage coming in this early. There's no cards left. There's no cards in the banished pile yet, so Topaz isn't going to be hitting for too much damage. He's also going to be low on energy, only 2 energy coming in, and one of those energy might be spent on the bumpy itself. So not a lot of damage, but that potential, if he does happen to draw into an Innocent Lamb and a Topaz here, that's 4, 5 banished cards, and he throws in the Topaz. He needs to, I mean, because he wants to take out the last stand early. And in order to do that, he's going to need to chip away at it just a little bit. And we do see Nemo's, we do see Topaz. He throws out the bumpy. He's starting to put up that shield. Do we see the Topaz come out, or is he going to hold on to that for the following turn? Oh, Garish Worm instead. Topaz gets held on to the following turn. I think that was a good choice.
Very, that's a good choice indeed. I do agree with you, Ryan. Like, he gets to retain that Topaz with that free retain. And of course, Rallo is going to be going forward with his turn right now. And, you know,
how do you feel about the taunt on the back lane mech, though? Is that a good choice, or is that a risky one?
I feel it's okay, Ryan, considering that there is only 2 energy that's going to be coming from your opponent, and he's only going to be using 2 of the cards. So that's like that's a a calculated risk that Rallo did. Right? He knows that he's not going to take a lot of damage, and the backline Axie is still going to be within 3 Topaz range from getting eliminated or from activating the last stand. And considering that it has a bumpy buff, so it's still going to possibly maximize at 4, right? So this is a double strategy that Rallo is playing right now. He is also he's protecting the back and also protecting the mid, because the mid is going to be the one that's dealing the bulk of the damage. The back is going to be his insurance policy. And now Tepoy I'm curious as to what Tepoy is carrying is thinking about right now, because there is a little match right there, and he goes in with kiss towards the middle right now, Orion.
He goes in towards the middle, letting 2 Topaz go straight into the discard pile, saying, "I don't need you right now." He's got sticky tape on Little Branch. What do you think is the thought process there? I feel like at that point you just throw some generic health charms on your on your Axies. I don't see why. I mean, I think the only reason why you might want a sticky tape there is just to decrease the amount of cards in your deck to get a more consistent draw. But other than that, I don't really see Little Branch being a card that you really want to play.
Yeah,
I feel like it's just wasted energy with the amount of value you get from the discards. and the amount of damage you get from the Topaz, I just don't see 2 energy being played for Little Branch being worth it.
Yeah, I don't see the worth right there as well. But I'm thinking, does the AxieTh have a red sage? Because there is a debuff right there in terms of the rage stacks. It's not going according to the usual evened out stacks. Like there,
Oh, right.
so it's kind of curious what he was doing right there. There's the possible debuff, and now he's targeting the mid, and now of course that's gonna be going down to 85, and there you go, down to 30. Oh, let's go!
Not quite enough
Not
to get the
quite.
kill. But is he gonna be able to get into rage mode, or is he gonna just? I don't think he has what it. He has He has the Goda. Yeah, he has the Goda. That'll give him the rage stacks. That's Fury mode right there. It was a nice attempt from Tepui to avoid that rage, but here it comes. Heavy damage coming in. He probably holds on to both those Cottontails, I think. In the following turn, he can actually get 2 extra energy. Of course, hoping that the beast survives, but with the Shoal Star on the line. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
He takes it out with AxieTh. I feel like Shoal Star. No, I guess he can hold on to Shoal Star. Keeping that in hand is probably better value.
Yeah, I think it has better value right there, so that it doesn't go back. And you don't want to put it back into the cycle and just draw it instead of a Topaz right there, Ryan. So it's just a calculated approach yet again, and going in with a Square Teeth with the Mantis Dagger, discarding a potential damage output. But of course, this is going to be a mech versus mech situation after the damage has been put into. And look at that, Tepui has stacked that pins or that Square Teeth with a Rocket Stamp. That's next level gameplay right there. Like he really wants target.
This is interesting because the Topaz was in the discard pile, 5 cards in the draw pile. He has now gone through all the revenge cards, but he is not able to proc that last stand, which means the game has to go to Sora. This is it. This is it. No matter what he does, he's going to activate the last stand. Last stand cannot die. As soon as he ends his turn, his Axie fades away, and Rollo is taking game 1. This is the final match, everybody, in the first qualifier rounds for the AxieTh World Battle Bangkok Tournament 2023, one of the biggest tournaments of Axie Infinity has ever seen. And wow. So Rollo's up game 1. Tepui, our unknown underdog, is on the back foot here. He's going to have to win the next 2 games in order to qualify for the final LAN event in Thailand. But if he does not succeed today, of course, he can always re-qualify. He can go to the qualifier number 2, qualifier number 3, number 4. These are open qualifiers, everybody. So if you are interested in competing, go ahead and sign up for those qualifiers and make sure that you mark your calendars as well, because we're going to be doing this every single week to determine who our top 4 winners are for each qualifier and who's going to be heading to that world event. Very exciting stuff.
Right, and this is the replay that we're seeing right now, Ryan. And I was actually paying more attention as to why that midline is down to 7 rage stacks, but maybe I was wrong. If there was, I wasn't able to catch it, man. If there was a red sage right there, because it just went down to 5, but he's still caught up. And this is a strategy right now, Ryan. If you are forcing your opponent to go in and have 2 priority targets, which is the Endless Anger Beast and the backline mech, you're basically distributing the damage across. Like you're actually actively distracting your opponent from focusing on just one Axie, right? And we saw that backline mech is indeed the priority. It has always been the priority for your damage, right? That that midline is one way or another. If you don't take it out in 2 turns, it's gonna activate this rage. It's almost always gonna activate this rage. So if you do take down the back line, you would have a greater chance as to your mech surviving the last stand, and it shows. Like he left Tipui left that back line surviving, and it bites him back in the end.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hopefully Tepui learns his lesson and comes back stronger in the second match. Because I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with his ability to make it to this far. I mean, I think he's not necessarily new to competition. I think he's played in a couple of events. I think there was one we caught in Venezuela with his name flying around up there. So he might be, while I don't think that he is currently signed to any guild, he seems to be very familiar with the tournament mindset, and he's made it all the way to the top 8 within 1,024 players. So very impressed to have made it this far, and I'm hoping to see these underdogs get all the way to Thailand. That's what I'm hoping to see. I'm always rooting for the underdog.
Yeah, and let's see. It's if that's going to be the case, right? It's like we want to see the underdogs perform really well right now. Like they have to get those spots, but of course they have to get in those hours and spot those plays, right? We have seen this time and again. Making sure that you take out the mech is priority one. That beast is not gonna have last stand. That bug is not gonna have last stand, so they have to like take the back seat. Like they
Right.
have to like have less priority. So this is the gameplay right now that we're watching, and of course we're gonna be. We saw Ralo just get into a comfortable position as he gets the first win, and the adjustments. Not so much, right? Since they have already established, okay, well, we're going to be playing Topaz again. So Topaz again is going to be the next play, and it's going to be exciting as to how this underdog that is Tepui as to how he's going to be adjusting his gameplay and his roots and charms, probably, or even his axes.
I think he could very well just stay the course and play the exact same team. And if he follows your advice, like you said earlier, and just targets that backline mech as opposed for going to that beast. I mean, that the rate, like you said, the rage is going to come in, but you can survive a turn of rage. What you can't survive is that last stand at the very end. When it comes down to the wire like that, you don't want to have the last stand there. But the next match is ready. Let's hop in, see if there's any changes. Let's see if they're holding course. And hopefully Tepui can come out on top this time and bring this all the way to game 3.
Right, let's see the match. Okay, we have it. Ralo is going to be the one on the right with the Endless Anger, and then Last Stand, and then Collect and Protect right there. Over at the left, it's going to be Tepui with the Last Stand as well. At the back, midline Holy Prayer, front Collect and Protect. Now this composition is still going to be the same as you said, like spot on right there, Ryan. You know, are you sure you're not an oracle, man? You're seeing it. You're seeing the future, man. You're seeing the future.
I've got Tepui in chat right now. I've been giving him advice. No.
Yeah, it's like
No,
good, man. Good. This is like a run it back, if I say so myself. Like you get to have a second chance. Maybe if he does draw it right, he will target the back line. You know, he has all the tools. He even has the square teeth over on toe with the back line right there with rocket stamp as well. So this is an opportunity for Tepui to get back and on the scoreboard and not get swept out with a 2-0.
Right. And we also saw Tepui lose 2 Topaz last game. He let 2 Topaz pass by in the early match, which is just a lot of lost value. So I mean, the cards were a little bit stacked against him in that game 1. He does draw into a Topaz pretty early again, but already with 5 cards in the banish pile, it's definitely not bad value to throw that out. I think he's going to come back this time. I think he's going to come back this time.
Yeah, you're saying a good point right there, Ryan. It's like you see a topaz, and a topaz is a rare gem. A rare gem. You don't pass on that rare opportunity to deal that much damage, right? And and considering that these topazes don't have a retain, right? No sticky
Ooh,
tape.
that's 7. That's 7. That's 145 damage
There you
coming in from
go.
both sides. That backline mech is so weak. That's 1 topaz away from death. And it looks like Tepui knows exactly what he needs to do. Unfortunately, he did not get him below 90 HP, so the Shoal Star will not proc, but it is only 1 topaz away from death, which is pretty
Yeah.
big. That's pretty big.
Yeah, and considering that his draw is going to be like thinned out, yeah, he has a total of 1 in 7. Right? Is it 1 in 7? 1 in
I think he still
3.
has
1 in
1
3.
topaz. Yeah, he I think he's guaranteed to draw the topaz next
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah,
Whether or not Rollo puts up enough shield to protect himself from that topaz. Oh, we see a taunt. I didn't even realize we were looking at 2 bumpies. That just totally slid by my radar. But he had another bumpy just waiting there with with the taunt charm on deck. He throws it up on his frontline bug, protecting his back line mech. So even though Tepui is guaranteed to draw into a topaz here, there's no way for him to get to that mech.
Man, that's next level play right there. That bumpy has been retained. Has been retained, or has been, has been a great tool for Aralo to use at this specific moment. Now, you see that the draw is already right there. The 3rd topaz has been drawn out, and you can see that he also has the square teeth to redirect the target. Now I see where the red sage is right now, Ryan. It's there on the mosquito at the front. So that's going to be the one that he is banking on to decrease the rage stacks as well. But yeah, amazing play from Ralo, redirected damage towards the front, and now the damage has been redistributed. This is he has him where he wants him to be. Ralo has Tepui where he wants it to be. Like redirected damage, and now it's time for the burst, for the Raging Demon, for the Fury to be activated. Ryan.
This is it. This is it. This is gonna be a big turn from Rollo here, and whether or not Tepui can survive this onslaught is gonna be tough. I think that bug's gonna drop. I think that Dawn is gonna get really, really low. We see the topaz from the beast. That is big. That is really big. That's a ton of damage. And boom, that's a dead bug. And we're gonna see 144 damage coming in from that imp. The Ronin coming in for 172 damage, and he decides to hold on to that topaz for the next turn. Was it? And it looks like that was the right choice. He does get the backline mech into that last stand, but now since he's holding on to that topaz, he's going to get 50% extra damage on that backline topaz. So is he gonna be able to get him into his own last stand? Is this it?
Yes, I think it's very possible, especially with that Ronin loaded up. It's gonna be
9 damage away. This is huge for Tepui. This is huge. It's going to be really tough still. That bug is not going to fall down easily. The Shoal Star he is not within range for the Shoal Star. So this is it. So he's going to do a little bit of damage there. He can throw up a little bit of shield. But this next turn, Rollo can't do anything. He can basically proc the last stand, but all of these extra cards he can't even attack with. It's just going to be wasted, which gives Tepui one last chance, and with the square teeth, he doesn't even need the square teeth. I forgot he had an energy burst. Tepui comes out on top, and it is a 1-1, and we are going into game 3. Tepui, our underdog, is showing Rollo, I am nothing to be trifled with. I am just as powerful as any of these high-level players you see on the roster today, and I'm going to give you a hard run for your money. Rollo's probably sweating right now. He's got the rag. He's wiping his forehead. He's going to figure out how he's going to come back from this, because now this is the highest stakes of the entire night, right? Any player loses a match, and they're getting sent home. The other player is going straight to Thailand with 300 AXS in their pocket.
Oh man, Ryan, I would like to say that this is actually the adjustment that we're seeing right now from Tipuy. Like, he recognizes that backline needs to be taken out, and you see, even though you have 3 Axies on toe versus your 2, as long as you have your insurance policy, which is in the form of the last stand, you will be able to take your opponent out. And most of the time, your opponent falls short of damage, and you can see it right here. Like, the whole combo is gonna be bringing out just 123 from that Ronin, and that's not gonna be enough, right? Even though there's the Endless Anger Rage Stack buff, there's also the 2 axes here remaining. Like, not getting activated for your last stand is enough security for you, even with just 4 HP remaining. Amazing play right here from Tipuy.
He just managed to scrape by ever so slightly with 9 HP, going down to 4 HP after killing the bug. I'm not sure what reflected the damage, but he went from 9 down to 4. Which can you just imagine? Can you just imagine if there was enough reflect damage? I think it was a spike. I think it was a spike that dealt 5 damage there. Just imagine if there was 2 spikes on that bug. If there was 2 spikes on that bug, he would have brought himself into last stand. He would have brought himself into last stand to kill the bug. And man, but the calculations were on point. He survived just by the hair of his teeth and managed to come out on top. And man, this is exciting. We're going to game 3.
Yeah, game 3 already. Like, this is gonna be the 3rd game that we're gonna be going to game 3. Like, there was only one game where it was swept with a 2-0, and that was a previous one right there between you and Zelizer. But of course, this is gonna be another spicy match. Like, I know. And you know that it's gonna be spicy because, you know, in Thailand there are a lot of spicy foods. They're already preparing, man. They're already preparing for the spiciness that's going to be happening. And now the match is ready. Game 3. This is for all the marbles. We're going to be seeing Tipuy versus Ralo from Sura. Let's go. Let's get into action. Let's get it on.
All right. Same teams. Same teams. We're staying the course. Let's see if Ralo can pick it up this time. I think the first match, Tipuy made a couple misplays. I think he learned from his mistakes, and that's why he was able to come back and take the victory in the second match. And let's see if Ralo can maybe change up his strategy a little bit and come out on top here. Now, he does go first this time, which gives that bumpy taunt a little bit more value. Playing that taunt on the second turn gave Tipuy enough time to power up his topaz and get enough value off those topazes to really deal a lot of damage. But when you are playing the bumpy on turn 1 right off the bat, wait, he didn't even play the bumpy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. He didn't even play it. He held on to it.
Yeah.
He retained it for the following turn. Did we see? Was that Goda that came in instead?
Yeah, it was. I think it was Goda to bring up the rage stacks up to 4.
Right.
And I think the Ralo is using the bumpy to redirect the damage. Right. He knows that there is a gecko mask right there. Redirecting one form of damage is gonna be useful to just put in like a minimal damage towards the back. Right. It's gonna be.
Do you think he plays it on the back, or do you think he plays it on the front? Because he already lost. He already lost the frontline bumpy. He let it go into the discard pile. So if he plays it on the back, he runs into that same issue of Tipuy just throwing in. There it goes. It goes into the back. It could be a repeat of last game where Tipuy just draws into another topaz and swings into that backliner with a crap ton of damage. And leaves him very vulnerable. Ooh, with the discard too! He gets rid of the topaz! That is huge for Ralo.
Yep. Very, indeed, a huge move from Ralo, discarding that topaz right there. And that is a very important, guys. You see that there's a retain card on Tipuy's hand, and that is one, like, effective 100 damage negated, like potential 100 plus damage negated from Depuy. And now, of course, we're seeing the backline over with the taunt. That's the last stand mech. It's gonna take the blunt of damage. Like a lot of damage is going to go down to Rallo's backline. Now, I am not confident that that is going to survive the next turn, but I was actually pretty sure that it wouldn't survive if it goes to Bumpy if that Topaz was retained. But now I'm more confident that it's gonna be surviving another turn. Like 2 Topazes are needed to take it out, or even a Topaz and a Shoal Star. So Rallo is looking quite comfortable right now. He needs to do his own damage burst, but I'm looking at Tepoy. Tepoy, I'm kind of biased to Tepoy right now. Tepoy looks quite well in terms of survivability.
He looks like he's in a good position. Absolutely. He's got 100 shield up on that frontline bug. We do know that Rallo is probably going into Fury mode at this point. He's got 6 rage cap. He'll be going into 8 as soon as his turn starts. I think that energy drink on the imp is gonna bring him into no energy drink. Okay. Confident, right? Wait. No. I'm sorry. The energy drink on the innocent lamb. My apologies, everybody. So we do see the Fury mode come out, but not a lot of damage cards, actually. He actually has less damage cards than energy. So he's going to be, I think he used the retain function to spend an energy on retaining the Topaz. Then he played the Topaz. That way he could get max value from the Ronin. But he actually did lose an energy value there. There was one card that there was a card he could have played that he just didn't have. So that might give Tepoy even more of an advantage here, and not quite enough damage to take out the mech with the Shoal Star there. The mech is still pretty healthy, about 1 Topaz away, but with the Bumpy constantly putting up shield, it is still going to be tough for Tepoy to come out on top here. And now with 2 Topazes coming in, this is going to be a big turn for Rallo.
Yeah, definitely a big turn.
He's going to make up for that lost energy, too, with the Cottontail here. There we go. We see it getting played. Is he going to go in with the Goldfish there and retain the Imp? Yes, sirree. And now it's a 1v3 situation, and this is looking really rough for Tepoy. The Shoal Star does come in, and the backline last stand is activated, but is it going to be all for naught? We see the Topaz for the backline just get drawn, which is going to be huge value. That's like 225 damage just on its own. And yeah, this is going to be rough. Another Cottontail coming in with the Ronin, and that is bringing Tepoy into last stand. And I don't think there's anything Tepoy can do at this point to take out both of those Axies. I just don't think it's possible. Even with 4 energy, that's not a good draw either.
No.
Unfortunately, it was not in the cards for Tepoy. As soon as he ends his turn, the last stand is going to kill itself. And it looks like Rallo is becoming our victor of the last match of the night for this qualifier round. And he will be going to the LAN final event in Thailand, as well as earning 300 AXS along the way. Congratulations, Rallo. Great job, Tepoy. You put up a hell of a fight. It was super fun to watch, but unfortunately, it was not in the cards tonight. You will have 3 more chances, though, if you are willing to sign up for those other qualifiers. I know it is like you said earlier, it's mental gymnastics, right?
Yeah.
It really is. It's like going to the gym for a 3-hour session, pulling an Arnold Schwarzenegger just for your brain.
Yeah, but instead of just 3 hours, you go for 3 straight days of qualifiers.
Right.
And but this is actually
that's why these are pro players, though. This is what their brain is built for. This is what they train for events just like this. And if he's able to make it to top 8 today, I bet you anything he's able to make it to the top 8 next week as well.
That's right. And like, I was actually still rooting for Tepoy, but when he wasn't able to take out the back line right there, or the mech right there when he had the chance, it was already Rallo's game. Like, we saw him red for around 4 turns, right? Already on the red, but wasn't able to go down with the last stand. And man, amazing play and decision making from Ralo for going from front to back as well. Targeting, like, look at the damage, 225 damage, and even going. And it was actually a blessing for Ralo not to get to use that Cottontail or not getting to
Now
maximize that
let's
Fury form, right?
Let's not forget that he got very lucky with the discard and was
Yeah,
able to get rid of one of those topazes, because that is a
right.
huge amount of value. And if that topaz wasn't discarded, I think Topui would have been able to take out that backline mech, and it would have been a totally different game. These scores are not perfectly reflective. Rallo did come out on top. Rallo was our victor, but Topui did win one match there. So it was 2-1 Rallo Topui. Very great matches. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for tonight. I want to give a big thank you again to AxieTh hosting this tournament. AxieTh is one of the biggest Axie communities in Thailand. AxieTh, one of the biggest communities in Thailand, sharing news and updates about Axie Infinity and the Ronin chain. AxieTh also hosts the Axie meetup events in Thailand, which brings members of the community together to share their love for the game and connect with like-minded individuals. With its strong focus on Axie Infinity and its active engagement with the community, AxieTh has become a key player in the Axie ecosystem in Thailand. Thanks again to AxieTh for making all this happen, but as well, you want to take it away?
Yes, of course, we would like to thank also YGG or YGGC as a gaming guild that operates in Southeast Asia, primarily focused on blockchain games. YGGC is the first sub-DAO of YGG, a part of the broader Real Guild Games organization, which aims to create a decentralized gaming ecosystem where players can earn income by participating in blockchain-based games like this one. And the guild also conducts community events and education programs to promote blockchain gaming in the season. But that's not all. We also have AMP Guild, Ryan.
AMP Guild, the Web3 epicenter of Ampverse, provides a network of 400 million people through Web3 gaming influencers and offers additional customized branding, marketing, and community growth services to Southeast Asia and India. And let's not forget Axie Infinity, the world leader of Web3 gaming, the one that's brought us all here together today. Big thanks to Axie Infinity for creating such an amazing product for us all to gather around and grow together as a community. And thank you to all of you for joining along with us for this amazing event, one of the biggest tournaments in all of Axie Infinity. Again, this is just the first qualifier of 4 qualifying rounds before the final LAN event in Thailand. And this is an open registration event. So if you are interested in competing, make sure to check out the AxieTh Twitter, check out their Facebook, follow those links, get yourself signed up for the qualifiers, and we might be casting your match next week.
But wait, there's more. Let's have a partner. We're having a partner giveaway, Ryan. And of course, if you have been watching the stream, make sure to join the partner giveaway and get ready to level up your gaming experience with an amazing giveaway brought to you by AMP Guild and YGGC. We're giving away $100 of prizes for let's say this is going to be $10 for 10 winners and 30 Axies, which is distributed into one team for 10 players, right? And this is to the lucky audiences of the AxieTh World Battle Bangkok 2023. All you have to do is complete a few simple tasks on the link below over at the chat. Just check it out over at the description as well, right? Do join as well. And of course, this is going to be running from April 24 to May 1, 2 p.m. UTC +7, and the winners will be announced within 7 days on AxieTh Facebook or the AxieTh Facebook page. And let's run it down, Ryan. Who are our 4 winners who just won 300 AXS and a ticket, or rather a spot at the AxieTh World Battle LAN Finals or LAN Playoffs?
Tursike, YGG, and we've got Wargos from Sora, we've got Meditate You, and we've got Rollo from Sora as well. 4 winners, 4 amazing competitors that will all be meeting each other in the Axie final LAN event in Thailand.
Yeah,
Very
last
exciting
pun,
stuff.
man. I have a last pun for you. What's this? This is Rado.
Go for it. Is he whipping or is he nay-naying? Is he driving the car? Is he driving? Is he driving to Thailand?
He's rolling, man. He's rolling on the AXS. Rallo is rolling on the AXS right now, and he's gonna be going.
Rolling.
Yeah, right. Rolling on the AXS to go to Thailand right now, and of course, you know they have a lot of experience right here over at the 4 players moving forward. And again, reminder, you other guys who were not able to get the spot, 3 more chances for you. And you know, Ryan, that's it. Let's close it out and thank our viewers. Thank you guys for watching over at Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and maybe someday, right? We're gonna be having a Twitter broadcast as well, right? So, but yeah, it's amazing to have you guys here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody. And if you all want to chip in 10 SLP, I'm gonna buy Excelsior a joke book. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You know, I have puns right here and there, man. But you have to catch it, man. It's gonna be one of those dad jokes that you will possibly know. And yeah, amazing. And Topaz is the name of the game right now.
Topaz is the name of the game. We saw it ruling the battlefield, and yeah. So thank you so much, everybody. It's been a ton of fun. I hope to catch you again next week. To mark your calendars, because there are 3 more qualifiers before the final LAN event.
Yes, and indeed, thank you guys for watching. This has been your casters for the English stream, Excelsior PH and Ryan AF. Thank you for watching the AxieTh World Battle Qualifier for Bangkok 2023. We're going to see you soon. See you on the next qualifier. That's going to be Qualifier 2. Don't go anywhere, guys. Just stay competitive in the Axie Infinity community. Bye, guys.
Hi, my name is Chung, the CEO and co-founder of Sky Babies. Today, we are entering a new chapter of the Ronin network with a new delegated proof of stake upgrade. Let's build together.
A Ronin is a samurai without a master. With Ronin, we took the destiny of our own products into our own hands.
Skybaby's team has been working very hard in past months for this moment. And on the journey to DPOS, we have some new key high. We also make some new friends along the way.
So we have vetted over 250 game studios to determine those exact right partners for us and for our ecosystem.
Progressively decentralizing the network over time means that we can move a little bit slower at the beginning and get a more clear idea of what the most important value adds for people are. And now we can really start to see the fruits of our labor.